What's up, everyone? It's Mythic Talks back for, I believe, episode 10. I'm not sure at this point. I've lost track, but we're here today to talk about the World Championship of Halo 2024. And we got on board tonight. We got a special guest. We got Cold Bar, aka Steven. And we also have our returning members here: Fulcrum, Mr. Epic Beast. We got Don't Use a Frag, and and Quick Fuse, and myself, C4. And we're gonna jump right into it and talk about the grand finals. We're gonna skip everything else and talk about this epic ass grand finals where Space Station pretty much dominated the entire year and ended up winning the championship. And we'll start off with Code Bar here and get some of his thoughts because he ended up watching the whole tournament. So yeah, go ahead and tell us what you thought about the tournament and the grand finals.
As a whole, I thought it was pretty good. Of course, the tech issues are normal, and them messing up the rules is a pretty normal thing at this point.
Yeah.
And I thought certain teams would have done better, like Cloud9 and others, but to be fair, that's pretty much normal for them to be the most inconsistent team out there. It doesn't matter who's on the team or what they do. And I could rant about the grand finals and just Optic in general. As an Optic fan, it is the most infuriating shit to honestly watch. How 6 events in a row, it's second place.
Isn't it 7, I think?
No, from Worlds to this World.
Oh, it is. It's 7. No, it's 7. Oh, wait, it is 6. No, wait, yeah, it's 6.
Yeah, because they won Fort Worth.
Yeah,
6 in a row.
Yeah.
Well, it was 6 seconds in a row.
Yeah, because we only had 5.
Yeah.
7 majors, I think.
Yeah. And just it doesn't matter who was on the team. It's like they just can't figure it out when it comes to that map 4. When it comes to grand finals, they just always seem to just use all of just everything they got in the first 3 maps and then just fumble it after. Like for Worlds last year, they lost 8 in a row. For this year, pretty much damn near the same thing. And then, like I said, I could rant about all the stuff this offseason about how they didn't want Dead Zone, or at least somebody didn't want him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his.
And then wanted to keep Brad, and then they could have done that, but then didn't, because it didn't seem like it made a difference who was that 4th.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't get it. They just can't figure it out, and I don't know what's gonna happen with the team this offseason, since it seems like it's gonna be a whole new roster and everything.
Yeah.
The rumors are wild right now.
The rumors are something else. So we'll see.
Before you go to the next part, I forgot to do this. We're going to talk about the final results real quick. I'm going to break it down from top 16 up to first, obviously we know who won, but in the 16th, the last 4 spots, 12th through 16th, we had Mind Freak at the bottom, Sending Baseline, EU.
Ew. Yep.
Team Lethal Fox, Native Gaming, and then in the top 12 spots, we had Cloud9, Agave Esports, Dark Inside, Native Gaming. We had 7th, 8th Quadrant, Into the Breach, entering $25,000. Actually, those top 16s got 5,000 each. Top 12 got 10, and then 7th, 8th got 25. Top 6 was Rebellion Sentinels with 45K. And then we had Pure in 4th, which was awesome to see that they got 4th at Worlds with 70,000, big fucking chunk of money. And then FaZe obviously 3rd with 110 grand, Optic with 220 grand in 2nd, and then Space Station entering that sweet 400,000. But keep on going, Cody. You got to see most of the games. Let's let you talk since you're the special guest. What did you see this weekend or that weekend?
I saw Sentinels continue to fumble the fucking bag every single time, every fucking event. It doesn't matter.
That roster's not the best.
No, it wasn't. I thought I thought they
Lethal
would have
did
done a
good,
lot
though.
better. Lethal always
Lethal
is
had a good worlds. but,
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought even with precision
They-
they were still gonna be a top 4 team, but they
Yeah.
got taken out by
Turns out
They did at least
Pure
place top
basically.
6.
Yeah, they got top
but-
6. They were.
Yeah, but
I had them for 4th for most of the year. I felt like, but they just
Roster
That
needs
was actually
to
a
be.
good event for them. I think they actually
They-
hit their ceiling at Worlds.
I'm not
but,
gonna lie. I think they fucked up dropping Spartan.
Absolutely.
Yes, they
I
did.
mean, I don't think you could quite
I'm
say
tot-
that this year, personally, after
Well-
what happened with him on Complexity. Yeah,
But
it
the-
was a terrible
well,
thing to do.
Okay,
The thing
okay.
is, things might
I've-
have changed,
I've-
man. Little things
All
like
right.
that can change a lot.
Yeah.
He might not have
I
ever
think
fucked
he
with
would
that
still
SSD.
he would still fuck with his
But
SSD.
I
think
think
so?
he would have, but
He did it
'Cause
Arlington.
he said he did. He
It-
said he
it-
did it
it-
in Arlington.
Yeah.
But the
Like,
thing is, I've said about Arlington is that they knew about it. Like, someone let him do it, and they did nothing about it. So at that point, it's not even on him, it's on them. If you're letting him do it, you can't say anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, an admin logged in and let him do it. At that point, that is on HCS for being inept. Like,
I just don't understand why you don't
you guys
have
knew.
an optimized guide for them.
I don't know. He said he'd do the events for free just to make sure everything ran fine.
Yeah.
I just think Tashi also kind of was.
I mean, I think he's also just tweaking. Like,
Well, yeah,
in a sense, like, just don't fuck with it. Like, no one
I-
else is
yeah.
fucking with it. Like,
yeah.
I don't care. Like, you don't need the fucking. What's it gonna make? What kind of difference is it gonna make realistically? Like a minute thing.
Yeah,
He's just tweaking.
I can see that. It's yeah, like I said, I see both ways of it. Like, I'm a big Sparty fan. Like, he's my favorite player. But yeah, he did fuck up. And like, I talked to on like Descendant, no one on Complexity was upset about it. They were just like, well, shit. I guess we move on. Like, no one was really mad about that he did it. They were just like, well, he wanted the game to work.
And then Ryan Noob goes on
Oh,
to
well.
fucking whoop ass and win the fucking free for all. Like,
Yeah.
not playing
And
free
they
for all
won
probably the
Halo
whole
3.
fucking year. Yeah, and they won Halo 3. Shout out to they actually lost. Remember, we were before we I'll let you go back. I just wanted to shout this out because we were talking to a guy. I can't remember the dude's name. I don't know who was with me. It was one of the Mythic guys. We were chatting with a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just about to go over here and play Complexity in the grand finals." And I was like, "Good luck with that." Yeah, it was Vinny. Okay,
Mhm.
and then they fucking beat Complexity in Halo 3.
Well, I heard Complexity was super
And that's
drunk
like
and
fucking
intoxicated,
Ryanu's
so-
game.
They might have been, and they also had Hunter JJX, which I mean, he's pretty fucking cracked at
There
Halo
was,
3.
I know a few of the names for the guys that were on that team, so at least 2 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm sure
I
they were
heard there
more
was
decent.
alcohol involved, and I don't.
I want to know the truth on that. That sounds
Too early today for that.
You know what?
Come on, man.
That sounds
That's
like
the only
a
way to
damn.
beat them, though.
That sounds like a damn. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, it sounds
The
like
only
a damn
way.
good time. I remember telling the guy, I said, dude, good luck, but just, man, do your best and just try to have some fucking fun. He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have fun, and then he fucking wins. What the? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I have played Halo one time drunk. It was back when ODST came out, and I played with the Mythic map pack update, and like, dude, I could not do shit. So like, yeah, it's
Dude, played
hard.
better.
It's hard when you're I was absolutely fucking wasted. Like I probably couldn't even drove a car at that point.
I got pretty fucked up playing Infinite about a year ago.
Yeah.
And we were winning. I've like 4-stacked with some randoms, and we were like stake-tacular in like every team. I was like, I shouldn't be doing this good.
Oh, there was.
And I'm pretty fucked up.
There was one
I
time.
I did pretty good. Fucking sorry. Go ahead.
No, we were gonna say you did pretty good. What?
I was gonna say Fulcrum knows, but I did a birthday stream once where like I was drinking for every like sub or bit of bits that I got. We were running ranked at first, and I got fucking trashed. And we didn't lose a game. We went undefeated.
Wow.
Eventually, we switched to like what fucking cart shit because I couldn't even like I couldn't even see what was happening. And then yeah, that was not good.
I remember one day I had
ranked went good.
one day I had an HRL match back in 2023, and my buddy, he does drink reviews. Shout out to Super Cool Energy Drink, dude. Go check him out on YouTube. He does all kinds of drink reviews, not just energy drinks. But anyways, he was gonna do the alcoholic. I think it was the Monsters, and
They're not great.
And yeah, they're okay.
They're not good.
Well,
neither
so
are the Mountain Dew ones.
I knew I had a
The
game.
Mountain Dew ones are.
I had a game within an hour or two. All right, they're not. Yeah, the Mountain Dew ones are okay too. They're probably better. But
bad.
you know, they have caffeine in them. Obviously, they're energy drink, like alcoholic energy drink. So like, we had, I don't know, there was like 5 or 6 of them, and I was like, I can't drink too many, dude. I can't get fucked up, you know. And so I think I had like maybe a quarter of a glass of each one of them, and I was feeling really good, but I wasn't like tipsy or nothing. I was just really loose, and dude, I was absolutely fucking frying. We ended up winning that series on stream, on the HRL.
I lost
the
on
HRL stream. Yeah, dude, I was fucking shit up. And like when I get high, if I get like if I hit like 1 or 2 hits off of something real good, I'm okay. If I get too high, dude, I just can't shoot. I can't hit the side of a fucking bar. It's almost like being drunk, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, let's get back to the series here. I'll let you continue, Kobar, for a second, but yeah, I got the bracket pulled up here on screen. Yeah, starting with the winners side of everything. Looks like Dark Inside came out of pools instantly in round 1 of the Elim, as well as I want to say, it looks like Pure, dude. I'm looking at the bracket. Pure didn't even make winners. They were instantly in losers.
Pure. Yeah, it sucks that they may not be a team for next year.
Yeah, and you know what? I
Because
really
they're
wanted to make some stickers of their logo.
It's
I just
kind
could
of
not find a fucking logo of them.
It's
anywhere.
kind of
I mean,
it's like
like a
that
good
news
high
dropped,
res
and
one.
they just it sucks. It's like that news came out, and they just released merch.
I mean, Pure isn't
Like-
even a fucking org.
Did they actually make merch?
I'm pretty sure they just released merch,
They don't
and
even have
the
a fucking
team might.
Twitter. Like,
Yeah, I
and the
know.
team
No,
might
they were
not
they
even-
were talking about releasing merch. I don't think they actually have.
I don't know where everybody's getting this fucking logo. I wish I could get my hands on it. I would have made some sticker variants of the ones I made. By the way, Steven, did you get your stuff that I sent you?
I don't. No, not yet.
It should have been there already.
It should have been.
Well, it's in an envelope. It's kind of snail mail. Not gonna lie, so it might take another
Yeah.
couple days. But I
yeah.
know one person's already got. I think Cody Code 0. He got his package already. But anyways, yeah, Gave. Let's see. Sentinels was actually in the Elim ones as well as I do believe Complexity, and then like Complexity actually got knocked out by End of the Breach 3-1. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
doesn't
I don't.
surprise me.
Pure
Complexity, that didn't surprise me at all.
Pure made a
Complexity.
hell of a fucking losers run, dude. They won 3 series straight to get
Well,
to the Elim
didn't-
semis.
Well, yeah, because didn't Into the Breach put them into losers in pool play?
Yeah, they were instantly in pool or Elims
Yeah, 'cause
out of
that's
pools.
when Wutum said you're fucking shit and flipped them off.
Double burn.
That
Dude,
was
I
great.
love Woodham and his mom.
Oh,
man.
Wutum.
Oh man,
Dude,
he's
his mom
great.
might be his mom is awesome.
Yeah, I saw him at Mod Pizza like after they got eliminated, and he did not want to talk to anybody.
He,
I
yeah.
don't really blame him. I mean, after you lose a series, I'm gonna be honest, because like I did better last year, the last 2 worlds in the free for all, and I got knocked out in the second round, and I was so fucking pissed. And like, I don't want to talk to anybody after I lose either, dude. And you know, and with him being as good as he is, knowing he's been top 6 before, 8th
And he's
place
also-
is unacceptable.
Yeah, and he's also won in other games as well, so it's like he knows.
Well, we'll expect him to come. He'll come back, or he'll leave Halo and probably go to Splitgate 2. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because that game was so good.
I'm gonna be honest. I've
I
played
mean,
some
the
Splitgate.
second one's coming.
not
out,
great.
and That's
I
what
don't
he
think-
likes.
Yeah,
I don't know, when is it coming? It's coming out next year, but I wonder when. Like, do you think
Yeah.
quarter 1, quarter 2, or like the end of the year?
I
I think
feel
he'll
like-
stick with Halo.
I
don't
think he'll stick with Halo, but I think Splitgate 2 will be delayed because honestly,
think-
it really wasn't that good.
I played
But
the
I
first
haven't
one.
earlier.
I enjoyed it.
The first one's
I
good.
didn't-
The second one they turned it into a hero shooter, and it's
Yeah.
I didn't like
It ain't
Splitgate
it.
when I tried it. People
do
said it
like-
was like Halo, and I did
I think
not
watching
really
it
enjoy
was
it.
fun.
fun,
What was
but
his whole
it
premise?
wasn't-
Halo with portals.
It's
It wasn't unique enough for me.
It's a
To
fun
me,
It didn't feel like
game.
Halo to me.
Yeah.
To me, it's a fun casual game to just kind of hop on when you're done with Halo, like for the night or something. Like I don't
yeah,
play
it's
it
like
very
fucking
often.
Crunker Strike on
But
Discord.
There was
I've got
only
It's
I've
one
got
fun
about-
for a minute. But
I've got about 4 or 5 achievements I need to wrap up here before it comes out. I want to complete that achievement list. I'm a
There was
little bit
only,
of a
like,
achievement hunter.
only like one shooter that came out in the last 5 years that I had hopes for, and it burned. It crashed and burned.
Yeah, I've been playing. Like what was it? Like a month ago, I played X Defiant a little bit. You know, just taking a break.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
2 games, 2 shooters.
And X Defiant may not get a 3rd or 4th season possibly.
It may not. Yeah,
I don't know.
Ubisoft execs have already released a thing about
Well,
it.
Well, Ubisoft also
I think
is
they're like under 20K
In
fucking
some-
players too.
Like
it's some
X Defiant
shit.
and Roko are the only games I had high hopes for, and Roko crashed and burned hard.
Roku, I never played that. Never even heard of it. Roku.
Exactly.
Yeah, me
What the
either.
fuck? What was it?
Yeah, I've not
I need to
even
look up
heard
some
of that.
gameplay of that now. I just want to see what it looked like. Is it dead already? Is it completely dead?
Probably.
Yeah, it was, for the most part.
Was it on
Who's X
Xbox
Defiant has
or what?
people?
Was it just on PC?
Yeah, it's cross-platform. Yeah, Rogue Company. It's cross-platform.
Oh,
It's high-res.
Rogue.
Rogue
Rogue
Company.
Company. Dude,
Oh.
Yeah,
Rogue Company
Roko.
was so.
You said
Aw.
Roku. I was like, okay. I
Yeah,
get it
that's
now.
that's
That
its
is-
name. Or shortened
That's
down.
every high res game though. They always drop off.
Mhm.
Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks.
the first blunder was when they took team chat out, like the text team
Yes.
chat.
What?
That was the
Why?
first blunder.
Why?
Because
know.
modern gaming doesn't like it when people talk shit.
Is the UI not able to handle it?
No, not a Halo
it's
problem.
people are soft.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
Halo problem.
It's the woke crowd.
What is
It's
up with these
people are
softies,
soft.
man? This
Rogue
woke
Company
crowd
just
is
did a lot of shit that people didn't ask for. Like they made thrown weapons not insta kill, and then they'd like I don't know. They made it so like the
Unless
classes
they
weren't
bounce.
unique.
Yes.
If they ricocheted, they wasn't insta kill.
I don't know.
I
It was
remember
fucking weird.
playing in the regulators, and like in Goob and them were talking about how Bop, the first world FFA champ, was gonna go pro in X Defiant, and like I had this, I don't know, the way they explained it initially was it was gonna kind of be like Advanced Warfare, and I was like, ooh, that sounds fucking fun. I mean,
Dude.
I didn't really
That
like
game had
Advanced
such a good
Warfare.
premise.
Oh,
but
that was
I,
my fucking jam.
in my defense, I did not play it very much. I played it maybe
I didn't like it.
a solid
I
2
didn't.
hours total time. Like I briefly, because my friend bought it when I first got my Xbox One. But yeah, I was like, okay, like I can dig something like that, more like H5 type esque movement, but you know, like maybe running on walls. But X Defiant's nothing like that at all.
No.
No.
It's still
X
fun.
Defiant good.
Yeah,
is-
it's
was
all
a great,
right.
It's a great game,
I'm not
but
gonna lie.
there's too many issues.
I'm not
They
gonna
didn't
lie.
flush out mechanics.
I just
I
feel like-
fucking shred on X Defiant. Go ahead though.
Call of Duty and like X Defiant and games like that, just getting a kill isn't satisfying like the way it
It's-
is. In, like,
I don't think-
fucking
yeah,
Halo.
I'm gonna be
COD
honest.
now
It's
is
not.
it.
It's
No,
not.
nothing is nothing is Halo.
When I get on X Defiant, I hardly drop anywhere under 20 kills. I'm always 20 to 30 kills most of the time I play it, and like, and the only time I'm satisfied is when I do drop like 30 plus fucking kills. That's the only time it's fun to me.
It's just like there's no like insane piv that just like makes you so hype, and like there's not hitting the no scope with the snipe. Like yeah, there is, but it's not cool. Like I don't know.
The movement
I
that's
think if
not bad,
yeah.
but it's just
Nah.
yeah. it's
I
not
think if
very
it
rewarding.
I think if it didn't play like newer COD and played like MW2, yeah, I think it would have been better. But
Yeah.
I have one game that I would say that I am excited to like actually play because it's like it blends 2 genres together. Called Supervive. It's like a MOBA meets Apex Legends. So like it plays like Apex, but it's top down like League of Legends.
oh,
That sounds interesting.
interesting.
And like it's
What
it's
was it
still
called
like
again?
team composition. Supervive.
Super.
So like Super VIVE, by Theory Crafting Games. I've watched quite a bit of it. I've turned it on and did a tutorial, but I actually haven't done anything else other than that. But the game looks really cool. I honestly think that could be potentially a new big thing. It's like a neon apocalyptic battle royale, top-down battle royale. It's very unique. What's the word I'm looking for? Unique premise.
Yeah. You lost me at
Probably talk about
BRs though.
Worlds. We're getting really off the rails.
I was actually just about to say that. I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of let it in from Woodham and Splitgate, and here's how we got
Yeah.
here. But
Yeah.
hey, it's all right. It's all right. We're love Pro Talk. We're not Pro Talk. We're gonna try to keep it on subject here. But yeah, let's talk about. Okay, you said Sentinels. Since you watch most of the games, I think this is the best because you got insights in most of these games. I would have to go back and watch like 20 fucking hours of gameplay.
Yeah, I watched. I know everything for main stage and some of the side stuff, but not.
But
it's hard to keep track of 4 to 5 different games at the same time.
Let's start with some of the lower teams though. Like, what did you think about some of the lower end teams like Into the Breach or Agave or like Cloud9 or Dark Inside? What did you think about those?
Oh, Agave played really good against FaZe, but I think they kind of started to fall a little flat after that. Because I think that's when all the other teams kind of started to figure them out.
They played FaZe on
pool
pools.
play.
Like,
Pool play.
Yeah, it was
they
like
took
pools.
Them to game 5. Like
yeah, they took them game 5 like first thing,
and they were up
and then
like 5 kills in that game 5. Like, ugh.
Yeah. That's crazy. What about Into the Breach? What do you think about that stuff?
I think they played great. I just think all year though they have been very inconsistent as a team. They just, like I said, Arlington they played fantastic, and then London they were, let's be real, they were pretty shit. And then they kind of just been since then very middle of the pack. But also Quadrant has also been very middle in the pack. So EU has just been very meh for most of the year. Which sucks because I was very high on Quadrant this year.
I know they they didn't make bracket in London, but I was really happy of what they did to Shopify. And then I think they were just checked after not winning that series. Because they took them to game 5. And I think we've kind of seen those holes in Shopify like way back from London. Like they just let shit like that happen, and then it finally bit them at Worlds, and that was interesting to me. But
yeah, that Shopify team is.
They just let the lesser teams.
They
let them compete.
Yeah, and then Sundays it's like they don't know what to do. It's almost like they don't expect themselves to be there on Sunday, even though they're good enough to win literally every series if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily won London. They could have easily won realistically all of them outside of I think Arlington.
I'm gonna be honest.
Because I think SSP that one was just
I think they were the most overrated team this year.
I was never a fan of Navi. And when they became foe, I started to slightly become a bigger fan. And then, when they became Into the Breach, obviously they had Woodham when they had foe and they were foe. But dude, ever since Woodham joined that roster, I don't know what it is about that kid, but he made me a fan of that team. I don't know, he's just a fucking awesome player.
He has a lot of passion. It's cool.
Yeah, I think that
he's got a great story.
And two, he's also keyboard and mouse, and no one else is really doing that.
I wonder how long he's actually been playing FPS games. He had to have been really playing since a very young age. Yeah,
I know he said for Halo, Infinite's his first.
Yeah, but when you play a FPS game, typically the skills translate over to the next game for the most part.
Yeah.
At least the hand-eye coordination. The aiming's obviously gonna be different for every game, the way it feels. But he must have been really cracked. He's obviously cracked at Splitgate. I wonder what he started off on before. Did he? I wonder what age he started playing the game at. Is what I want to know. What was he like?
Yeah.
Very young, 5, 6, 7.
When are we getting Woodham unlocked?
We need a Woodham unlocked at this point. We need his mom to be on there. His mom needs to be interviewed.
It would probably
be the
most unhinged unlocked.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
And speaking of unlocks, I know this is not really off the rails, but slightly off the rails.
No.
Man, Colette got one, and that boy fell the fuck off. I don't know what happened to him. He's gonna make a comeback anytime soon.
Nah, K is. I just think this year was a whole mess.
I think
Well,
just
yeah,
called this year L, and he already did post that he's a free agent for this upcoming
I
season.
think
So
I could kind of see the writing on the wall when, what was it, after Atlanta, when
I mean,
they
King
kind of
Nick just kind of screwed
King Nick kind of
collect.
threw a wrench
Like,
in everything. Every time he teamed with King Nick, he threw
I
a
don't
wrench
know
in it.
why King Nick
I-
couldn't make these events, but
I
he
know
really
he's-
just fucked those guys.
I know King Nick said it was something family related.
Yeah, I mean
For
that's
twice.
understandable.
How does that happen
Which
for
I
2
get,
lands, though?
But yeah,
Like,
I-
if you have something
it would-
like that going on, why are you leading these
Yeah.
people on like you can play?
I'm gonna be
Like,
honest. I hate
It was-
to be that guy because I'm a I don't know how to phrase this, but like if I was on a pro team like King Nick, and for me to not go an event, it would have to be some extremely harsh shit,
yeah,
to not go to an event. Like, I mean, I don't know what kind of medical or family emergency it was, but it would have to be some insane shit, death in the immediate family type
Yeah.
shit. I mean, I don't know, because I'm close with some of my family, but for fucking thousands of dollars in your future, man,
Like, Halo's your job. Like,
yeah, but at
in
least
a
make an
sense.
Yeah.
announcement. At least in my opinion,
yeah.
at
He
least
never
make an
tweeted
announcement.
or it's like he never tweeted or anything. He was just like, well, can't make it. Oh well.
Like obviously, if like my grandmother or like a grandfather or an uncle or even a cousin, like if it was like, I feel like if it was some distant cousin or some shit, I probably would still go to the event. Like somebody I don't ever talk to, like haven't probably spoke to like ever, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably still go to the event. I hate to say it like that, but yeah,
Just the way
being
it
real honest.
happened, it seemed like people
It
weren't
was-
prepared
yeah.
for it. Like,
Yeah, it was always
there was
last
no
second.
warning, and it seems like there was something that he knew. Like,
well-
Fluffy Amers like signing them for London, and
That
then,
I was
Death is always unexpected. My wife just had her great aunt just pass away here recently, just literally a week before their family reunion. So I mean, it literally can happen at any moment. So I mean, and it sucks. I had grandparents pass away. That's something I would definitely, I'd be like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but my grandma, my grandpa passed away. I can't make it. I would make an announcement. I'd be like, hey fans,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It is what it is. I just wish he would have said something, that way everybody knows that might be a fan of him, or at least
And
show the respect.
I
to your
just don't know
team.
like why it was 2 events. Was it 2 deaths or like? 'Cause that just seems.
I don't.
It seems very strange. They were pretty far apart.
Mhm.
maybe
He went to Atlanta, didn't he?
maybe he takes care of like a family member at home and they're like deathly ill or sick or some type of disability that he has to kind of be there to care for him. Maybe that's was an issue or
No.
something. I could see that being a problem.
But it's just weird because he's even like, it's been like crickets since he's stepped away for a little bit now. It's like,
Yeah,
hasn't said-
I don't
like,
even know if-
nothing. Like no one has said anything. Like, oh yeah, he's playing next year. Nothing. He hasn't said
Yeah, I
anything.
don't
No one
know.
that he's teamed with. It's just like, I guess
Yeah.
we'll find
Yeah.
out if he's
we
on.
don't
a
even
team.
know if he's playing next year.
Yeah,
No, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I feel like
if-
he'll get dragged
but-
onto some roster
But
though.
talking about Collect though, like what, I can't even remember what roster he was even on this year. Like anybody
was-
remember? Was it Fluffy
it was, like,
Amers?
It was
Yeah.
Fluffy
him,
Amers.
Nick, Manny.
Bittersweet.
Well, he
he was on
started
that
on
roster with
Native.
Descendant.
Native dropped him, which was really when he
I
kind of just
thought-
got tossed around.
That was stupid, personally.
I don't
'Cause it didn't
know.
make
I
a
don't know if it
difference.
was. It might have been stupid if they were trying to pick. I think they dropped him to pick up Neptune. I believe that was a.
Oh yeah,
No.
Yeah,
They
'cause
played,
Neptune
it
was
was
so
him,
fucking good.
Neptune, APG, and
Oh yeah,
Mickwin.
forgot
Mickwin.
about Neptune.
but
and Mickwin.
then they dropped him after one event without Neptune, and then they got Gilkey. I believe
That
so.
whole team.
They dropped him for Gilkey, which
Okay.
What's Neptune been doing?
I don't
He's
know.
back to COD. He's back to
He's
COD.
on. He's
but
on. Last time I heard, they're picking him up for SSG, and they're gonna replace him with Stellar. So yeah. I'm just
Yeah, okay. Okay, I have a higher chance of making fucking SSG than him. Okay.
Yeah, apparently he was. I mean, I watched a little bit of him in H5. He was pretty good at H5. That's a whole different game, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's different.
Oh yeah. Well,
But how
I
how
also
can
heard
you
that
expect though? Just before we get back into the main topic here, how do you expect to be a pro player and not put in the work?
Yeah,
know?
he didn't practice. He didn't anything. Like,
I feel like I played more Halo
Didn't
than
he,
this
like-
guy.
yeah, like didn't he just like I think it was like that first online qualifier. He basically just like didn't play and then just hopped in. They were just like,
Yeah,
well,
he was
I'll
good
figure it out.
shot, but he just had no idea where the spawns were.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I got out of watching his gameplay because they actually did decent. Like he put up good stats, but he was just so out of position that it made everyone else not do anything good.
Yeah. But yeah, hopping on here into the rest of this main topic here. What did you think about what did we all think about FaZe's gameplay this past couple weeks?
Non-existent. I mean, what?
I mean,
I mean, what?
they started Worlds really slow, but
Yeah.
then it felt like Frosty got in a bit of a rhythm for a bit.
Yeah.
I think
Royal
Royal
2.
2 went on a
Dude, Royal
frenzy
2
at
is
one point, but
Some
Dude,
about Royal
Royal
2's
2.
gameplay, it
Oh.
doesn't mesh very well these days. Apparently, like people calling him out on Reddit for his like very standoffish, like long range gameplay. Like he's not. As,
it
like,
works.
It does work, but maybe he anchors a little too much. You know.
Yeah.
You have to you need an anchor player at some point.
Excuse me.
You know, and every team seems to have that kind of player. You know, like I'll like for instance, I think on Optic Gaming, I feel like Formal was more of an and Dead Zone were probably more of an anchor players, and even though Formal does the most probably the damage to open the map up. But
I could rant about him right now.
go
but-
ahead. Let's rant about.
Oh, rant about him? Oh, Mr. Try to God Squad former? I could. Ooh.
Trying to you know if you can't beat
it's-
them, buy them.
There are certain I think he's being really fucking childish right now with it.
Yeah,
The fact that Trippy's like, oh yeah, he hasn't said a fucking word to us.
that's
That's ignorant. That's being rude.
well-
It's like, no, you could say something.
coming.
And then making the excuse of his age, get the fuck out of here. Eco's older than you and is playing better. Shut the fuck up,
Bro,
dude.
look, I'm gonna just
No,
say this
get the
before
fuck- no.
I would say I'm gonna say this before I'm gonna say what I was gonna say. Being
I'm a
old
Formal
man has
fan.
nothing to fucking do with it. Yes,
Dude, he's like, oh, I
You got-
can't backpack anymore. Motherfucker, you're playing with the MVP fucking 2
You
years
got-
ago. Shut the fuck up
you-
with this backpack
you got
bullshit.
40-year-olds in fighting games still beating
Exactly.
ass. Like, bro,
Dude,
it has
look-
nothing to do
look
with
at
reaction
StarCraft.
time. It has
Look at
nothing to do with that
StarCraft. It's a
shit.
25-year-old fucking game in StarCraft, and people are still playing it from when they played fucking day one.
It's
like,
about the mentality.
up
It's
with
about
that.
the energy. It's about the passion you put in it. It's
I
not
think
about
he
your
just
fucking
wants
age.
to win.
and that
Realistically,
and I
He
get
does.
it. Yeah, and that whole I didn't want Zane on the team. Well, then fucking keep Brad then. You could have fucking done it.
He probably didn't have the power.
He said something on stream.
He got outvoted
Okay.
probably.
By
Yeah.
the time he would have made that decision, it was already finalized and Brad knew.
He got
Brad knew
outvoted.
that he
There was
gonna
no-
get
Look,
dropped.
he got
don't
outvoted.
know.
He got outvoted. Yet he's got the keys to Optic.
He's got the keys to Optic, and he's kind of the reason why Ola doesn't fucking speak to anyone anymore. But I digress.
The big thing is that Formal had stated like it's just the decision was already made, and Brad was for the most part already knew. So if he didn't knew, then there's gonna be some spite there, even if it's temporary.
The other thing,
But-
though, go ahead.
I just think he's being fucking childish about
The
all
other
this
thing I was
stuff,
gonna say
and-
is
and
like
he's
being
giving subtle hints.
being
and
the
it's-
person I am, like, you know, sometimes you can have a negative outlook on Halo or just life in general, and you know, and I think it comes down to being tired as well, like not having energy. You know, maybe things are frustrating, but like. It can be when you have those types of thoughts, it can be very difficult to talk to people because you don't want to come off in a confrontational way. You want to be like, and maybe that's especially from what we heard on his
What?
flycast. He seems like he is very irritated, and if he was to probably speak to them within that first week, you know, or
But-
even that night, you know, it probably wouldn't have went very well. Like, you know,
I see. Yeah, I get that, but also, I'd rather someone be honest to me than just not say anything, because then because to a point, it makes you look like an ass.
well,
Because
I mean,
you
if
say
don't have
nothing
anything
to
nice
them,
to
and then
say,
you go
don't
on your stream and
say
talk all this shit.
that's how I am.
It's like-
Sometimes sometimes I'm like that, but like sometimes you need a few days to kind of simmer down and like collect your thoughts and think, really process
It's been
things.
more than a few days.
But
now
but
for
at
him,
the
though.
same time, I wouldn't have went on a fucking podcast and dogged my fucking teammates
like,
without
dude,
talking to them
it's not like-
beforehand. You know,
Gotta win your
Yeah.
gotta win your
I
ones,
did-
man.
you
I
gotta
thought,
win.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that whole.
Exactly.
Like, all
I
he
thought-
really said was
well,
that like
I thought
some people
I
didn't
did
want it
think
more than
that whole-
others.
that whole part of the interview was pretty childish because I feel like he doesn't take responsibility for his own mistakes
No.
in those moments. He's like, oh, I can't keep backpacking.
Dude,
It's like
and
you
I'm
gotta
the-
win your
I mean,
he
chows.
wasn't
I'm
backpacking.
and I'm the
He wasn't
biggest
backpacking.
He
fan
really,
of his.
he
Like,
really
I'm the
wasn't
biggest fan of him.
backpacking.
I
He's
mean-
my fucking profile picture for
I
fuck's
mean,
sake.
don't get me wrong, he was
Realistically,
frying.
I would definitely be mad. I would definitely be mad if I just got a kill tack and then your teammates went
Usually,
3 dead, like right afterwards.
The kill
which is
tack
what
was
happened.
crazy.
that
Like
no,
that,
that
I'd be
would
pissed.
that would
like
piss
if
me
I
off.
got a
That
kill
was the-
tacular
yes,
and then
just-
we went 3 dead and then got cycled for the rest of the game.
Just like you got an
like,
overkill
what-
last night and we didn't.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
get so pissed where I'm
My
like I felt like
46
I did
kill game.
I
Who
did
sees-
everything in my power,
Yeah.
and like you just had to trade out or kill anything, and you went 3 dead after a kill tack. Like
I'm not-
you know where you're spawning, you already have damage on the next players, you even have a pick, and then you just got
But-
cycled.
The
by
only-
You
a
already
legend,
have
No,
one dead. You have
destroying
numbers.
all of you.
The only time that I could really remember where I carried a team was when I remember playing oddball with my friend Death 012 and one of his friends, and we were playing ranked like back in year 1, and I dropped like 63 kills, and I actually purposely told them, I said, do not pick the oddball because we were about to win. I said, don't pick it up. I'm setting a fucking record here. And then we proceeded to fucking lose because I was being fucking greedy. Dude.
Oh
That was your own bit.
I,
That was
I couldn't.
pain.
Well,
That was just greed. That was pain.
I wasn't even mad. I said, guys, that's my bad. I told y'all not to pick the fucking on. Like we literally would have won the game. We had like 10 seconds left to win, and I was like shitting on these kids so hard, dude. I think they were. I think one of the players we were teaming with was like a lower rank, so we were pulling in some plats and shit, and like I was frying, dude. Yeah, I couldn't be mad about that, but in a tournament, you know, when you're really trying to win, like I can understand that shit. You know, Formal being pissed.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
don't
think
think
you
he's doing
can't.
it the right
I don't
way,
think
though.
it's. Yeah, it's like you get.
And
I
then-
don't think it's
and-
right to go on a
and then being-
podcast and bash.
and it
your
almost
teammates.
seems like he's like 1 foot in and like 1 foot out. Make a decision. Are you playing or are you not? Saying, "Oh, I'm only gonna play if I get these players."
Honestly,
What if-
I
What if
thought
these
he was.
people? But it's like, what if those?
We all thought he was done.
What if he gets those people and he still is like,
I
I'm
thought
not
he was
sure.
done after last year. I'm not even gonna lie because I remember
Yeah.
Arlen at Charlotte last year. He didn't look like you could just see it in his face. It looked like Halo had died right before him. You know, obviously it's been
most of last year
been
he
kinda
didn't
shitty,
look like he was all there.
he didn't seem like
And he
had the
even said
passion.
it.
Yeah, he's owned up to that. Like
Yeah, he said that. He was like, I didn't really give a fuck for like half of last
And I'm
year.
gonna be dead honest. I'm gonna be dead honest about myself, and like, and I can see it from his POV, like just because I've been there. But I've grinded this game for 3 years. Granted, I haven't practiced the right way for those 3 years, but like this game, the way the state was, it had me, and I would probably only get 5 to 6 hours of sleep, which was probably a huge factor in why I would wake up in a shitty fucking mood every fucking morning when I went to work, and I would be like so down, so depressed. I'd be like, why in the fuck am I fucking torturing myself playing this fucking game? I love Halo, but god damn, and I can understand, you know, not having
Yeah.
the passion sometimes. It's
And-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as for this year, it's like we also don't know like what
We don't know.
goes on in their conversations, like when
Yeah.
they're practicing. We don't know like he maybe someone wasn't as dedicated as he was, and that's why there's shade being thrown.
Well, I know
Like,
that
we
there
don't know
was.
that. We
I
don't
think.
know what's going on.
I think it was Trippier said. I think he said that. It's like, yeah, they didn't practice the way that they should have this year, but it's like you're still
Yeah,
getting
screamed
Screamed
second.
like every day.
It's like first-
They were screaming
They
like
screamed
every
like
day.
I get it, and it's like
Then
it's like you're
I
saying
don't
you
know,
didn't.
He
the
said
best you could have
something
this year.
along the lines of like someone didn't want to win as much as I did, like,
Well,
on the team.
he
So
I
like
hear what
maybe
that-
that's true.
he mentioned
Maybe.
he mentioned in
He-
that podcast. Go
I-
ahead, folk. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've heard him say that before, and I feel like that's just something that Formal says like They
Dude,
just didn't want to
he's-
win as much as I feel like I've heard him say that before, and that might just be something that he says.
He did say on the
Yeah.
podcast though, like, you know, Lucid Trippy play too much matchmaking apparently, and that could be affecting them. I don't know though.
That's
like,
a bad thing.
I think it
I
can
think
be,
that's a bad
it
thing.
can be a bad thing because matchmaking can create some really bad habits. But like, they're fucking professional players for a reason. They should be
You gotta
prone
play
to
the
not
game.
making those mistakes. And I don't really think they made those mistakes in the because they got to the fucking finals, grand finals for a reason, and it wasn't because they had bad habits. I just think really at the end of the day their play style just didn't work. You know, Lucid wants to play this more kind of like trap baity type play style where he kind of like plays off of his teammates and he basically baits them for the most part.
Yeah,
You know, and
he
you
does
watch it.
do
In his,
that.
you can
And I
watch
do
it in his
think-
matchmaking
yeah.
gameplay. That's all he does. He'll sit somewhere and watch people until
Yeah, he'll
I
throw the
know-
ball out and purposely wait. Like
I know I'd be really mad if Lucid was my team.
Well, I'm gonna
the way
be-
he plays.
I'm gonna
I
be
hate that
honest.
play
I
style,
do,
like,
I do think
uh,
Lucid on his streams, he does bitch a lot. Like he'll be like, "God, this guy's fucking awful, bro. You're playing with Piggy." It's like, what the fuck do you mean?
It's
He's
not even,
ass.
no, he talks about
What?
everybody like that. Piggy's a good player.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
I
throw
know.
shade on Piggy.
Oh, I know, dude. I love Piggy, but it's like there was. I'm like, he uploaded a clip or something. He's like, "God, fucking do something," and he's
Nope.
panning the Piggy, and I'm like,
I
"What
watched
the fuck do you mean? Do
I watched
something."
a lot of his YouTube content in the first year, and I usually generally sit at work and kind of catch a little bit of each game while I'm working, and most of the time it'd be playing in the background. Anyways, he's playing matchmaking, and he's like, he's always fucking negative for one thing, and I stopped watching his content for
is.
that reason. But like, he's always like, dude, and then I'll see him sometimes like call out teammates like. He'll be right next to the fucking oddball, like, pick the fucking ball up or something. And I'm like, motherfucker, why don't you pick it up some goddamn time? Like, you can play OBJ too, man.
Yeah.
Like, you
Fucking
can't
the
just be a
game-
slayer.
C4 and I had last night was fucking miserable. We won it.
Yeah,
but it was
barely.
Like the one guy's like fucking 40 and 20 with 0 seconds.
Zero.
But like the amount of times that we had to like cross or like get rid of our setup to like go pick up the ball because this dude wouldn't touch
Dude.
it was just the most.
Yeah, and he's
irritating
over
shit.
challenging, and he's pushing up the map without us, over challenging and dying, and then nobody's picking up the oddball. Like we had to do. I went negative that game, but I had a fuck ton of ball time. I had over a minute and a half.
It was
or 2
fucking
minutes.
miserable though, and it's like
Yeah.
sometimes I would rather have a player that maybe isn't as insane, but they like take more pressure off the
They
map. For
play
you in a way. Like there's
Yeah.
people, and I think I get it when like APG's like I did the dirty work on the squad. Like he
Mhm.
wasn't. He would
he
go and
did.
take a lot of this damage. Like.
Yeah.
And I get
Yeah,
why
as APG
Formal
says,
might be
sometimes you
mad
gotta
that
die,
they,
do something.
that they go and drop someone like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that it messed with their chemistry a little bit, this whole
Yeah.
offseason stellar attempt and fail.
Kelly, what did you
But-
Yeah,
think about Optic? Go ahead.
I will say at the same time, I don't think it's Dead Zone's fault at all because
No.
Dead Zone
No.
played really well
I
this
think
He's
year.
consistent as fuck.
You could argue.
Yeah.
You could argue he was the
It's-
best player this year for them.
He
Yeah,
definitely
excluding
got him.
like
So-
him being sick. It's obvious. It would be argued
I-
for sure, but like other than him being sick, like he was really playing well this season. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
it's
want
not
to
like
say.
it's his fault. It was just a team thing.
I do want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it wasn't for Dead Zone, I don't think they would have got 6 seconds in a row. I think if they would have kept APG, I think they would have been third place all fucking year. FaZe would have been shitting on them probably for the most part.
I don't know. FaZe
I don't
looked
know.
off.
I don't
most
think
of it.
anything would
I don't
change.
know.
I don't know
They would
about
I
that.
don't
say
know.
second
FaZe
or
looked
one.
off a lot
I
this
still
year.
stand by it was a lateral move. But
It was. It
I've said
I think it was
that.
a
It
lateral
was
move
slightly
that
better, but like very lateral. Obviously.
I think it was lateral and it impacted relationships is what I think.
I think it
it
did.
I think they should have just kept
Yeah.
APG. I think
I-
experience just outweighed the
And I
curiosity.
do- And I know
I think so,
APG was
too.
kind of mad when Lucid's dad kind of fucking broke all the news. He was like, Penguins joining the team, and then Brad. I could tell he was a little
That
pissed
was
off by it
crazy.
because he said something because someone asked him, and they're like, I don't know, ask Lucid's fucking dad about it. And I was
yeah,
like, ooh.
because he leaked it in Pro
Ooh.
Talk.
Loki,
podcast.
that would piss me off too because like
Mhm.
it's like not his place to leak that.
Well, and
information.
then
No, it
APG
was-
was
would've
get
been-
harassed for a couple extra months. Like
I would have been annoyed
Jesus.
too.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he
Here-
even
What a
knew
funny
he wasn't on the
situation.
team before he even went to Japan too.
my
So it's
thing,
like,
my thing is though, going back to year
Wednesday
one,
Right,
before
right.
yeah.
going back to year one for Optic though, like I think they should have stuck it out to Kansas City with Pistola before they made their decision.
Dude,
Just
that-
to see, because they still got second, and then they drop
I-
APG for second place. It's like, geez.
yeah, the whole Pistola thing, it kind of
was-
pisses me off because it was kind of his team. Like the team was originally built to be around him,
Around this legendary player.
around
Yeah, it
him,
really was.
and then they're
He
like,
wasn't
"So,
playing
who would you
bad,
want to be
in my
dropped?"
I mean, they
opinion.
went,
APG
No,
or
no, he
Ola,
wasn't playing
and
bad.
no, and then they're like,
they went from
Like,
"Let's
fourth.
drop
they went
Ola,"
from
and it's
fourth-
like,
Like in their grand finals, they solely won a bizarre flag off this Pistola play, and then
Yeah.
they like dropped him
I-
after that. And
It's just
I will
like-
go out and like the last play that Pistola made was fucking an insane bizarre flag win.
Yeah,
pretty
well,
much.
they
And it's
also
like,
they also went from fourth place at Raleigh to second place at Anaheim, and Pistola
Yeah.
was carrying that team at the end of that series where they got beat by Cloud9. I remember he
yeah,
had the
and
most
I've
skills.
said that, yeah, and I've said that move is the reason why Pistola doesn't play, doesn't speak to anyone really anymore. Like that's the
Well,
reason
he's
why
also got a kid
you
now,
kind.
too.
Yeah,
Yes,
on
but
in
it's-
the process in the middle of all that.
yeah, I think
But I
his
think
last
that-
tweet is still very concerning. But I mean, he could have
Yeah,
found
that
another
he w-
squad.
I don't
if
think-
He really
I don't
wanted.
think having a
Easily.
kid would justify him exiting
No.
Halo like he did. I mean, you could still stream and make money off this game.
No,
easily.
there was a lot of
He-
variables, but
Well, he could have stayed on
Yeah.
Optic as a content creator and still been making fucking.
He absolutely
easily,
could have.
easily, and still
Yeah,
been.
I
been a
feel
dad.
like that's not the reason he's not tweeting. Like,
No,
he's
he
probably-
could have kept playing.
He's probably
Like,
not a
I
big
know-
social media guy. I'm sure.
No, I don't think he,
he
ever
did say something
was.
about mental
I know
health
he's
once upon a time too.
yeah. I know he's still like is somewhat around. Like he'll occasionally hop in the Twitch chats and say hi to people, and then he'll kind of disappear again for another few months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it very strange that he hasn't played Halo since.
I think he has. It's just on a different account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think
I'll
he
bet-
plays. He's probably like top 200, and we just don't know it's him.
Yeah.
Like he's just up there.
What are you saying?
And
Phil?
there's
I'll
like, hey,
bet
it's
too.
just some random dude that everyone
I'll
just
bet
thinks.
too. He's not active on social, but like people that are really close to him, like I'm sure he's talked to Snipe Down. Like,
Oh, like I
I'll
bet you
guarantee
Mick Wynn
like, he's
could
talked
probably
to-
fucking hit
yeah.
him up, and he'd probably be like, "What's
Yeah.
up?"
APG said that in his
But I
stream
think-
today.
What do you say?
Yeah, I think like
That Pistol's been
publicly.
talking to people.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
like-
think
like, yeah.
publicly though. He's
I
just,
think
like,
it would be cool if he just
spacing.
pops in at this Halo 2 land that's coming up. I think it'd be cool if he just pops
Oh,
in
that
and
would
just
be
says
cool.
hi to people. Like people would fucking lose it.
He
I
might-
would.
I just want him to make.
I
an
feel like-
appearance.
I think
like,
yeah. Even if
yeah.
he's
for
just
everyone's
walking
peace of
around
mind.
saying hi to people, even if he's not even
Somebody-
playing.
Somebody had a sign at Worlds that said "We love Pistola" or something. I think.
Yeah,
There's
I
that
saw someone
Twitter-
holding it up.
I
There's
just
that
know
Twitter
that
account that's like day whatever it is. We still love
Yeah,
you, Olaf. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna talk. It's like that's what I was actually gonna bring that up. Like, there's people online like tagging him every day, like because
Dude.
they're actually concerned about him, and I think
Dude,
he has
I
to do
love Ola,
something
man.
to silence these concerns. Like,
Because
I don't
his
know.
last tweet was like, "I'm not mentally good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I might
No,
be
I'm
back.
Not fine.
Yeah,
and
I'm not fine." And then just that was it. I was like,
That's a pretty bad tweet.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
hasn't
it's
tweeted
a-
since.
He
like,
hasn't.
ugh.
Yeah.
But Kelly,
And it's so weird because like if you go back and watch like VOD clips and stuff, like when they're scrimming and stuff, like right before that, he's all smiles, laughs, everything.
yeah,
It's just so weird.
it's just him. But Kelly,
Yeah.
Kelly, what did you think about Optic this year? Because you're a big Optic fan. What was your takeaways?
They just didn't have the
Go ahead.
clutch factor, honestly. Exactly. Like I agree 100% with what Formal's been saying. Like, and Trippy and Lucid and everybody is like I've watched lots of their streams and they all say the exact same thing. Is there was a few key moments in games where they just couldn't pull it together,
Yeah,
which is a big part of everything, right?
Might be part of their aggression. Their problem with aggression. They need to be more aggressive.
I think they need to be a
think the
little bit more
sandbox
aggressive.
stuff, too. I also think
Yeah.
the sandbox stuff kind of fucked Lucid because
He's
he
a
was
fucking
Mr.
advocate for it. He's
Yeah,
over there
he
talking
was.
about
Yeah,
it.
He's
Yeah, but he was Mr. like
I think
sandbox, pick up
Bound's the
everything on the map.
Bound is the
Yeah.
main advocate for it.
Yeah, he's probably the big. Him and Sparty are probably the two biggest ones I mean, I'm sure most of the pros are on board with a lot of this shit. I don't know why the disruptor was G8. It's kind of stupid.
I don't get the disruptor. I could kind of get the AR, but it's like
AR's
really,
cheesy.
it's not.
I
It
mean,
is.
Lucid was
It
the
is.
biggest sandbox user, so I think it dampened their ability to
Lucid
play
was
the game.
like, I'm picking up plasma pistol, disruptor. I'm picking up sentinel beam. He's like rotating all the weapons.
I don't think anyone wanted the sentinel beam removed.
No,
That
I don't
was-
think
No.
nobody ever
Like,
said
is
anything.
Snipe
Fuck,
made a
Sentinel
big
Beam was
deal
fun.
about it.
Fuck, like nobody hardly ever picked it up in matchmaking. Like you never see anybody. You'd maybe see one
Dude,
or two
I was
people.
thing up
occasionally.
Oh, I
all the
would.
time.
I didn't.
Dude, I
I
love
used
the
it a
sentinel
lot.
beam. Dude,
I
I
did
didn't
too.
go
It
out
was
of my way to
fun.
pick it up, but if I was going that route to B stairs, I would definitely be
Oh, I
picking
would
it up
snag it.
most of the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Unless
It
there
was
was like
so
a desperate
fun.
situation that I needed to get to, and I just didn't have time to try to get it and swap weapons real quick, then I wouldn't pick it up. But
I mean,
like,
realistically, the thing's better than the bulldog. Like,
I think it takes more
Dude,
skill.
I just-
It's more,
Oh,
more
yeah.
of a fun weapon.
I don't think the bulldog is anything good.
but
They- it needs
bulldog
to
was
come
the
back.
cheesiest
I-
weapon. I think heat wave is fine personally.
I don't know
think.
why that was G8. They're just like anything
Now-
shotgun
I,
related.
I
G8.
totally
I'm like,
understand the
fuck.
bulldog. The bulldog is
bulldog.
just fucking
Heat wave,
brain dead.
it
Like,
is what it is.
It's fully on.
Apparently
I think
the-
the problem with the heat wave is it's just so at their level of play, they just find it to be a free kill regardless, just like the bulldog.
It is a
so
free fucking kill, man.
I mean,
you
yeah.
hit your shot.
The
That's the
long
difference.
range
The bulldog is a
shots,
free
there's
kill
still
Any level.
There's still a
That-
skill gap in the pros with the heat wave, though. Like, not
Yeah.
the bulldog.
I suck
No,
with
the
the heat
bull-
wave. I'm not even gonna say that. Like,
I'd shit on you
I'm-
with the heat wave
eh.
1v1.
oh
I'm
man,
okay
the
with
heat wave I'm
wave.
horrible with. Horrible, absolutely
I'm
horrible
not the
with
best with it, but I can. I mean, I usually use the horizontal because I just feel like it's just like if I'm close
Ring fucking
range.
doesn't do anything.
I know, but if I'm close range, I'm not taking the chance of fucking whiffing a fucking shot. I'm gonna get the easy damage and try to melee
Yeah.
him at least. But
It was really neat. Like, I don't know. I liked the weapon, and I'm
I just-
sad that it's not.
the Sentinel Beam, honestly, apparently is more OP now, but it's still, I think it should have a chance to come back into the sandbox, and the pros should be willing to try to at least scrim with
I think
it.
the Sentinel beam would be a great replacement for the heat wave on interference.
I think
Or just
get
Yes,
rid of
interference
that would
tools.
actually be fun to use. Yes, I agree with that.
Or
Right, like-
Totally-
or they just delete rig.
yeah,
Yeah.
or delete it.
Just
I'm on board with
delete
that
it.
too.
And
Look,
just-
Elite Rig bring
look.
streets back for all those modes.
Look, I like the map as a map, but the way it plays in Infinite with the fucking spawn, the spawns are the
It's-
number one reason I hate it. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh.
It's the only reason I really hate it. And
It's
number
awful.
two reason I hate it is because it's extremely hard to control the fucking map. It's one of the hardest maps to gain control of. If you're
to break control.
should I
Dude,
say to
it-
break once you
it's-
have control. It's kind of
It's almost too snowbally, especially
so-
if it's
It's
on
more
stronghold. It's
yeah, it's worse than
Like,
Solitude
Like,
Stronghold.
when you
dude,
have control,
like-
it's so easy. Like,
Dude,
it's
like,
you
my-
walk 2 steps, shoot 3 guys, they walk back.
Yeah, and it's
I
so
don't know,
open
it's
over
so
there by
dumb.
B. It's extremely hard to even get B. And
dude,
then,
yeah.
you know, and then C is also kind of too easy to take, and then A is really difficult to take sometimes, depending because you
I-
got that window
think the-
spot to
Because you
shoot
can-
from.
The
Yeah.
main issue is every other strongholds map, you can cap like a zone from multiple directions, but on that map, you cannot cap B pushing through yard. Like, almost you cannot. Like, it's fucking
Unless
from
ever,
C.
yeah.
it's
It's-
fucking insane.
'cause the
Unless
second
they're,
you go in the
unless
open,
you're
you're just
playing
fucking
plats
beamed.
that fucking can't shoot.
I think-
Like, you can't do
I
it.
think next year needs to be the year of 5 flags. Drop the 2 of the 3 flags and replace them with 5 flags.
We need a new oddball map. I will still stand by that. We haven't gotten one
Yes.
since launch.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
just dumb.
Oh, we desperately
But
need
I'm
a new
just-
oddball map.
I think
Fucking
one of my
bad.
favorite things
I'm
that
fine with any other map. It's
I honestly
just,
think
I don't want
Solitude
another
would play
remake.
bad.
I'm
with
just
oddball.
done with. I'm just done with remakes. Give me
I am-
something that's not a
tangent.
fucking
We went on a
remake.
tangent.
I've been on a few tangents about remake maps. I don't
Yeah,
want
listen-
Coliseum is supposed to come back. Don't want it. I'm tired of H5 maps. Sanctuary is supposed to come back.
Honestly,
I played it since I've been 5 years
I'll
old.
give
I
Coliseum
don't
a shot.
fucking want.
I'll give
No,
that one a
I'm
shot.
done with H5 maps. I'm tired of it. Every single map they've added has been H5. I'm done.
Anybody
Well,
get up for
they
some
added
regret or
that,
truth?
but-
Anyways,
Ah,
before we
my
go
remake's
off the
already
rails,
there.
before we go off the rails any further, what did we think about Space Station?
They're not.
I think they did
Um,
exactly what they needed to do this year.
Top
Yeah,
dog.
they
They
did
put belt
exactly.
to ass all
Dominant.
year.
What
Yeah,
a
belt to
storyline
ass
for Legend.
all
Congrats.
year.
GG's.
Y'all
They
were-
just they hit everyone with a studded
y'all,
belt.
y'all really think Legend was the MVP of the year? Like, far as just, I mean,
100%.
100%.
Yeah,
because
there
it's all
was
pro
games where
voting. By
Stellar
the way,
was off.
pretty sure it's
Yeah,
pro voting.
there were very few times this year that he looked off. Like the only time you could say is maybe London, but even then he was the only one that didn't look off at London.
Yeah,
I felt you could have picked anyone off of that roster and it would have
Literally. Oh yeah.
anyone off that roster you could have said was MVP for the year, and there would have been reason for it.
it felt like Legend was the most consistent. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I will say that because there was series where Bound was a little off. There was series where Stellar was even a little off, but Legend was just fucking frying.
Yeah.
You could literally give MVP to Eco just from clutch factor alone.
Yeah. It also helps that he's
Just that.
such a nice person as well. That it's like
Yeah, he is. He's very humble.
he's very quiet. Like
He's crying almost.
when I
he about broke
dude,
down.
oh dude, like when I met him, maybe the softest spoken person I've ever talked to. Like he's just like, oh, I'm like he's like, no, you could have talked to me this day and that day. Like there was like no anything in his voice. I was like, dude, you okay?
On the other hand, we have
like-
Formal.
Formal, yeah, dude. Like I
You
said,
have Optic.
now,
You can
there was-
barely find him on the floor.
Bro, I saw Formal one time on the floor, and he was walking around briefly by the FFA stations. I think he was probably
Yep,
coming from
I got his
outside.
autograph.
yeah, like I've
Yeah, you
noticed
did.
most of the pictures that people get with him, it's like
hat.
right. It's like always at doorways. It's like right when he walks in or right when he's walking in or out. It's like
Yeah.
What did you?
and then yeah.
What did you think, Ben, when you got his autograph? How did it seem getting to meet him there at Worlds? What was your impression? Should I say?
I mean,
obviously you got
he's
the
a
autograph.
nice guy. He's a nice guy. He just he's definitely
He's all business.
point A to point B.
He's all
Like point A to
business.
point B. Like he doesn't want to stop.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him. I absolutely 100% do not blame him. I don't blame anyone on Optic for that, because every event that I've been to so far for the last 2 years, I mean, once the event's over, I'm not gonna say the day, they're out. They're at the parties. They're doing stuff. So it's something more to keep themselves focused.
But also, though, if
Um,
you stopped for every interaction, you'd be there all day. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
you'd be there all
exactly,
day,
that's
you're probably
exactly
gonna lose your warmth.
especially the Optic team.
Yeah.
Like you're
Like
gonna
as
lose
much
your
as lots
warmth.
of people,
I got that same vibe. Like I went to LVT Orlando, and I got that same vibe from Shopify. Like they showed up 25 minutes before their match, and that was it. Like didn't see him at all after that. Like they just showed up and then they just left.
What were
I
you
was
saying,
like,
Kelly?
okay. It's like, all right.
like the ones with the big fan base, like that's the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
They want to do stuff with the fans, but they just can't because there's just too much going on in
think-
terms of the.
I know we're talking a little bit off rails here, but I think there needs to be eventually a combine, and we need to kind of go back to at least one combine, not every year, but maybe once every few years, have a combine where like only like the amateur players play. Because this is somebody gave me this idea from the Arena 8's Discord. The owner, shout out, I think his name's Matty.
So that's
He said basically break it down. You have like an amateur pro play. I mean not pro, amateur play only tournament for scouting reasons and like kind of to get people recognized. But then you have the big orgs come out, set up booths, sell merch, and then do meet and greets with the pros because they're not playing. Maybe that could be like a new partnership. Type
definitely
thing.
need to use a different word, because if you want to
that
go
would be
back
cool.
off of what
That would
MLG
be.
was, the word combine was pros and AMs playing
Yeah.
in one thing.
Yeah, you're right. Well, let's just
The combine was everyone played, regardless of their
wrong
status.
word. Yeah, you're definitely right.
Didn't APG do like a meet and greet this year, just like somewhere?
At the native FFA in Texas, yes.
Yeah,
At the Best Buy.
like that's interesting stuff. And
You can
But
find
he
APG
just-
on the floor though. Most like he'll
Yeah,
he'll
but
be walking
APG
around.
just does that though. Like he just
yeah.
kind of.
I'm just saying it would be
is
more,
everywhere.
It would be cool if like they had like more little local shit where an occasional pro
But
might show up.
Yeah,
for the
that would
fan
be
base
awesome.
section of that conversation, I mean, SSG's fan base in Halo at least is probably just as much as potent as Optic.
At this-
And those guys
yeah.
are still on the floor. They're still walking
Oh, yeah.
around.
I mean,
Dude, like I
I
said,
think SSG definitely got a lot of bandwagon fans this year because
Yeah.
they did not have the crowd like that at
No,
like
not at
Worlds
all.
last year. Or
No, I
before.
bet after winning the second or third event, that was
Everyone's like, "Oh,
people
shit."
started switching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. I don't like bandwagon fans.
No.
I
just jump
truth
on it
be
because everybody
told,
else, yeah.
Yeah.
truth be told, I'm only
Or
a fan of
'cause they're winning.
Space Station because of the merch. That's really it.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a like Optic hater. I do talk shit sometimes, like Silver Surfers or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
at the same time,
I
one
know.
of the reasons why I'm not really a huge fan is because there's so many fucking fans, and I'd rather be the guy that's a little bit different than all the fucking bandwagon people.
Yeah.
Not to say that you
Like,
do
I
like
don't-
Optic. It's just like, you guys aren't like the ones shouting
Nah.
fucking Optic every fucking time. Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
guys are
I-
Optic
No.
fans, but like,
Like,
I
if
like
I'm-
to stick a team and be
like,
loyal to a team. But
Yeah.
well, I don't.
I'm very realistic
I
about
don't.
them.
I don't believe you have to be entirely loyal, but
yeah.
but
Like,
Fulcrum,
But I just know, like, when Infinite started, I was like, hey, look, this team has Pistola and APG on it. I'm gonna.
Oh
root
yeah,
for
that's
them.
how
That's
I
what I
was.
did.
I was like,
and then I
ooh,
kept
that's my
rooting
thing.
for them. And
I-
then,
That's the
always
whole.
going after my players.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I started pulling for Optics Season 1. I'm like, who's playing in Halo? Oh, it's Pistola. I'm pulling for this team.
yeah, like
Exactly.
I'm a
Yeah.
fan of the
Ola and
players.
APG for me.
And
that
like-
was why I
like,
started pulling
For somebody like me, there was one guy on Reddit talking about this loyalty thing. Like, you have to be loyal. Like, you have to 100%
I don't
be loyal.
think-
It's like,
I think-
no, you don't. You can be
Yeah.
a fan of HCS and Halo in general.
Yeah,
and-
I don't
Yeah.
think you
and
have
be
to
a
be a
fan of
fan
all
of a
the
team.
teams.
You just
Realistically, I am.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Like-
you might be a little biased towards one team because you have, you might like the personalities or the gameplay or whatever have you. But like, at the end of the day, like, you don't have to be like gung ho. Like, I'm an Optic fan. I'm only wearing Optic. I'm gonna paint my fucking face green and wear a fucking and hold a
I
lucid
fucking
fucking
bought his
orchestra,
Sentinel shirt. I
No,
have an
I
Optic
think
shirt.
I was an Optic and FaZe and SSG fan when the game actually first dropped and teams were forming because Snipe, Ola, APG, SSG at the time I believe had Ace. So
If you ever see me at one of these lands sitting in the
Well, it's
crowd
like-
and during the grand finals holding a fucking poster for a team or holding one of the players' faces like cutouts out, it's because I'm trolling. It's not because I'm trying to be fucking cool and be on a band. I'm probably gonna be trolling and doing it for fun and shits and giggles, to be honest. But go ahead.
Well, it's like I said, I depending on where like everybody lands next year, I might not even be pulling for Optic first and foremost.
Honestly, yeah. The way the off season's gone
honestly,
right now, I'm kind of just like,
in all honesty, after what Formal fucking said, I hope they fucking
Like,
lose
yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
All year.
Shopify
Honestly,
might be my
with
my
him
number
just
one
kinda
team next year.
being a little, kind of being a bitch about
I'm
shit.
usually kind
I'm
of the
just
guy.
like, you know what? Well,
I'm kind of the guy that kind of like roots for the underdog. So like when we came into this game, like I was like, okay, I don't want to see fucking Sentinels, the current phase roster. I don't want to see them being the top dogs anymore. I want to see somebody new. Then we got on Cloud9. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, somebody's got to take it on Cloud9. Then it was Optic. I was like, okay, I like this. This is great, good storyline. And then I'm like, I want
agree with
Optic to lose now. Like I kind of switch. I want to see the new people rise to the occasion. You know,
Yeah.
I want to
Rooting
see
for
some dark
storylines
horses
Like-
be up there
fun.
next year.
like Shopify.
Yeah.
What do we think about
now
Shopify?
I think-
Go ahead. My bad.
I
I
don't
love
know.
Shopify.
I
don't
like
it that they dropped
Shopify.
Ryan Noob. Just kidding.
They just couldn't get the
Well,
ice either
I've
this
said,
year.
I've said Ryan Noob hasn't been exactly good outside of the first few events of Infinite.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this is just me,
I
but
don't-
I feel like
I
he
think
would do
every
so much
team
better
is-
as a coach.
Yeah, and plus the stuff I've
He'd
heard
make a
about
great
Ryan
coach.
Noob, especially lately,
He's funny.
a little much. No, like behind the scenes, a little much to deal with.
I think
but-
Ryan would be a great coach.
He's
just
probably
because
very
of
demanded.
style.
I'm sure. I'm sure he's.
Oh,
very
I've heard a
demanded.
little too much, like a little too.
I mean, he would bitch at King Nick
Dense.
apparently about doing like cross mapping and shit.
He wanted
What
to
I heard
drop
from
Nick.
Jason, he's a little, yeah, like I said, he gets a little too personal. Like, we'll start doing subtle digs towards people, and they just don't want to fucking hear it, and they're like, "You can shut the fuck up."
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like when it comes to that type of thing, I know.
Uh-huh.
They make
Yeah.
some smart ass kind of like nonchalant comment, but you know exactly what the fuck they just meant.
Or like,
Yeah.
I've
Oh, you
heard
mean
that like
lethal interviews?
3/4 of the team
Yeah.
will agree on something, and he'll be like, "Nope, that's not. We're doing it." It's like, well, the rest of us agree we should do this. You're the only one saying we shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Maybe you're wrong for once.
If you're on a
Maybe
team
you
with
could
Ryan
be.
Noob, you gotta buy into the Ryan Noob strat, or it's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's why I
Yeah.
think it's why I think Breaking Shot hasn't exactly said anything, but I have a feeling he's gonna say something to him at some point, and
seems like
he
the
ain't gonna
type
be
of
on the team
dude-
anymore.
Yeah, he seems like the type of dude that would, he's probably
Like you
Oh,
can like I think Rain is just used to it, and he's just like, what the fuck ever. I tune it out.
No,
yeah.
I mean, like Breaking Shot hasn't had an opportunity. Been,
Yeah.
that great.
I just
Like, he
think
was
that's
on, like,
why.
Oxygen, and then I don't know.
He's a great
just
player,
been
though.
tossed around.
Can't
Cloud
confirm.
nine.
I remember back
Awful
when
handwriting.
he was in the sauna, fucking pinging everybody every day to play eights. That dude was grinding.
What was that game where he got like a? Didn't he get like a rampage in like an online this year? I think there was one. But
I know it was him and Gunny earlier this year. They like bitch slapped Complexity like 3-0 on Pit in like 2 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And then I think that's why they picked them up. I think that's why they picked them up.
What so leading into the more of the main topic here, like what about the grand finals? I mean, fucking Optic taking the first 3 games. Like, I mean, really? How would they not close that series out and move it to a reset?
They did that.
A lot of it.
They did that.
A lot of it did have to do with the mapping game mode listing in that first series. They kind of had to win map 4,
but
because
I feel like
the
to
other
a point
game modes
though,
really favored SSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I got
but
one
Once
thing.
we got the Solitude call, it was over.
What were we saying, Beast?
Yeah. I was gonna say I have only one thing to say about that series, pretty much, and I would like to see those 6 seconds that SSG didn't earn in that oddball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
is
all I know is I know I've won a game like down like
the
when they
wire.
were 6 seconds away, like,
Mhm.
and I've come back from that far down, and I want to see it HCS do better. Mistakes like that.
Yeah,
need
I don't
to
know how
be-
you
like,
fucked that
we-
up.
I don't think
man.
that's
Mistakes like
happening.
that at
in the
grand
crowd.
finals is not okay.
I noticed it when we were sitting in the crowd. I said,
Okay, in general.
didn't
Yeah.
SSG have 21? Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
someone needs to see that. Like, I know the fucking casters saw it because they're like, an Optic is up here, and then fucking
And then they're like, they're
nobody
down?
did anything. Nobody intervened. I
I
feel
know-
like somebody needs to be
They-
like,
I know all the players said that
Honestly-
like they didn't notice it, but it's
yeah,
like
but it shouldn't
been
be
a
up to the players.
It should have been a
Like,
reset of that round. At
all of the
least.
people watching it couldn't have been like, "Hey, maybe you should look at this real quick."
Like, the casters saw it. Like, they called
Yeah.
it out. Optic should be up. Wait a minute. No, they're not.
It should have
And
been a
then they just
total
kept
round
playing.
reset.
Like, fucking just stop it. Like, somebody has to go up there and be like,
You would have
I
thought
think the
production
scores-
would have heard that.
The scores
from the
weren't high
casters.
enough. It should have just been a total round reset.
Yeah, like you think the casters
Yeah.
saying that the production
It
team
would have been like,
would have
"Hold
picked
on."
up, and then
Yeah.
the production team
But-
would have been like, "Hey, refs, we got a problem."
and I'm not trying to take away from SSG. They had a huge lead and they dominated that game. But
Yeah.
I would like to see the 6 seconds. That's all I just.
It changes
wanted to
things,
say.
man.
Yeah.
Like, little things can change. Like little things like that can change the course of your entire history or career. Like like of what happens. And look where we're at now, Rostermania. But
Yeah.
um,
I just
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's always the Optics issue.
It's
When
just-
something tech happens that fucks up on main stage, they just kind of check out after.
I mean, they were losing.
Like,
that
it
game
happened with-
already, but
yeah.
yeah.
But it's like anytime something technical difficulty or whatever happens on main stage, they just check out after. Like they
Yeah.
did that at
I
was
mean,
it
the rest of the
SLC?
map. Rest of map.
like
that map
SLC
pool
after
stayed
that
with
whole
SSG,
plug it in and
but,
plug it out and all that bullshit, they kind of just checked out.
I mean,
yeah.
I was just gonna say, Formal said like if we didn't win the first 4, it wasn't gonna happen. Like they all knew that, but also having that belief isn't.
But having that mindset, being
Right.
like, well, if we don't get this, we're fucked. It's like you should the whole time be like, nah,
Yeah.
we can fucking win this.
Yeah, just moving forward here. We're about an hour in already. We're gonna keep going, I guess, because we got more to talk about. We're a little bit past the time, but yeah, like shout out to Goob and Lego. Goob for winning the World Championship, and Lego being right behind him in second. Two of the best regulators out there. Shout out to them and the regulators for practicing and helping Goob, succeed this year. Happy to see that man finally get his fucking World Championship win, and hopefully we see him run it back. I don't see why he wouldn't. He talked about retirement, but yeah, he definitely needs to run it back. But yeah, leading in into the event, more of the event stuff. What did everybody think that who attended the event? What did we all think about this?
We all give it a couple of pros cons, so let's just go through.
Yeah. What's the pros? Let's go with the pros first.
Cheers, C4. Start us off.
I would say big pros. I like the 1v1 showdown. It was a little extensive, but I think it was a fun time, and it gave everybody a good shot at making the top 8. Shout out to myself for making top 8 and then getting absolute shit on in the top 8.
Cool game mode too.
Yeah, cool
I
game
hope it
mode.
gets added.
Got fucking absolutely blasted by one guy, a Halo 4 player. I can't remember his damn name at this point. I'm following him on Twitter. I'm really bad because
Wasn't it Prophecy?
no,
Who
that
ended
yeah,
up
that
getting
guy,
top
that guy. I think he got second. I think he
Yeah.
got top 2. Yeah, he didn't. No, I don't know if I played him. There was another guy that was a mouse and key guy that shit on me, but there's another guy before that. But
Oh, that
Floriously-
was Saro.
Floriously absolutely crapped on me. I mean, I got some decent kills on Floriously. He's a his great shot. I got a really nice stick on him after he quantumed out. I threw a fucking stick and quantumed his ass.
Shout out to Bound
Oh.
for winning.
Yeah, shout out for Bound for beating Floriously, and then after he took first place, he got to play Bound in an exhibition match, which was dope. I didn't expect that at all. That wasn't even announced, I don't think, beforehand. But yeah, that was fun. I really love all the community members coming out and like giving out all the cool free shit. Shout out to everybody that did that. I had next time I'm coming more prepared with these stickers. They gotta be fucking organized. That was a nightmare to hand out. I had I think I counted 17 fucking stickers. Fucking Jesus, what was I thinking? But yeah, that was great. You got Women of Halo Collector. You had the cosplayers. You had Podtacular come out. That was pretty sick. You had the cool prints, and then of course the free for all. There's nothing short there. That was a fun time as well. We didn't get to play the other side tournaments just because of time restrictions, obviously.
Too far.
Yeah, it was insanely
My fault.
complicated. But then there was the best booth. I would say the whole event was Shopify Rebellion's booth. Absolutely fucking nostalgic. Loved the fucking retro TVs being in there. Their merch was absolutely fire, which leads me into thinking that maybe they might get
Free
partnered next
candy.
year. Yeah, free candy too, Gushers and Fun Dip. But
Oh, dude, the Shopify booth was the fucking best.
I kind of hope they get partnered next year.
I don't think
I
they
love
will.
the
I don't-
Shopify
they,
booth.
They could.
I don't think
potentially-
anyone's getting
I
partnered.
think it could be native
They-
or Shopify, but I don't think native's
Dude,
big enough. So
I think
Shopify-
Shopify would be
Shopify-
the one.
You would think
Shopify
they'd
is
already
absolutely
be,
big enough.
though. You'd think they
I
already
mean, their
would be,
parent
though.
company is Shopify.
Unless they're dropping a couple of the partner teams like they did Navi before they brought the team in this year, right?
We could
I mean,
see
I would
some partner
say-
teams drop.
But
native,
But
native has
Navi
shown
only was
more-
dropped because they said they weren't even gonna have a team. That's the only reason why they weren't partnered.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, what about you, Kelly? What did you think about all the events and stuff? What did you like the most?
Oh, it's just nice to meet a whole bunch of the community members, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then,
yeah.
Like that's the biggest part. That's the whole reason of going to these events, right? Yes, you were there to watch great Halo, but at the same time you're there to meet everybody, the people you talk to all the time online, play against, that kind of stuff. It was nice to see Shyway at his first event in the last couple of years. That was great.
Yeah, that was fun time. talking to him.
Yeah, spent a lot of time with Shyway actually. He warmed up with us for the FFA and that kind of stuff, but it was just good to see him back in kind of the fold of the Halo community in person as opposed to just online.
Yeah.
The after parties were great.
Spin.
There
Shout out
was
to
a
Spin.
lot of them. Yeah, shout out to Spin for hosting us basically every night.
Yeah. Shout out
Right?
to you.
Thur-
for
Thursday,
fucking
Friday,
it, you crazy
Saturday.
man.
No, that was Mythic Gaming. That wasn't me.
Hey, yeah, it was Mythic Gaming, but yeah, you initiated that, so yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, that was a huge fucking turnout.
That
Wait,
was
Oh man,
so cool.
we expected 40 to 60 people there, and next thing you
Fucking
know, there
200
was
people.
240.
We
Yeah.
beat capacity.
Yeah.
Yes, And-
We beat capacity.
I have some video footage of that whole shebang after it got super crowded. You could barely walk around. It was fucking intense. I'm gonna put that in
No,
my
oh, it was
Worlds
great.
video. So
I remember
stay
I
tuned for
stopped.
that.
I went
Yeah, the
when I
drinks
was
were flowing.
outside before doing the second round. The security guard was saying like you guys are like less than 100 away from capacity. Like at capacity, he was going to close it, and he did.
Yeah, he did.
Is it the dude with the goatee?
He closed it when we
Yeah.
after we got
Yeah.
over
That was
capacity.
he was a cool ass fucking doorman
Yeah.
too. Cool as fuck. Yeah, shout out to that guy. Man, shout out to Seattle and the Lime scooters, dude.
Yeah.
Those things were fucking priceless.
Dude,
Oh,
fuck the
man.
Lime scooters.
If you go to Seattle or go to Worlds next year, get the fucking the weekend pass. Or
I had the
whatever.
worst.
Ugh,
I had
so
the
worth it.
worst experience with the Lime scooter.
I actually wrecked.
Where-
Did you wreck?
I
Oh
did
my
wreck.
god, you did.
So like Kelly is over here fucking speeding around like fucking goddamn roadrunner and like
Oh man, Tony Hawk Pro Skater on
fucking
a scooter.
flying by people. I was trying to be. I'm not no shade to you, but I was trying to be. I didn't want to be that guy that flies by people. But I was coming down the hill from the B&B and it was wet.
You got a bell. They can move.
Yeah, true.
Dude,
he was
that hill-
belling. He was belling.
that hill coming down is sketchy.
Well, I came down the hill fine. Like, it had leaves. It was wet because it rained a little. It was raining on Friday. And I coming down the hill, and I was like, all right, I know better than this. I'm going down slow. I get down the hill safely. I get on the flat fucking part of the street, make it across there to the sidewalk. And I entered the sidewalk at an angle, and the fucking tire fucking slipped from out in front of me. And I thought I was going to catch myself with my left foot. And instead, the fucking scooter completely slipped out from under me. I was going very slow, mind you. I didn't like get fucked up or nothing. Like, it did somehow fuck my shoulder up. I don't know because I actually fell and caught myself with both of my hands. And somehow though, I think I caught myself with my left hand first, but somehow my right shoulder got fucked up. I mean, and it just now got to the point where it's completely healed. Like, I think I tore a muscle or something. I don't know. I sprained it. Like, it was, God, it fucking sucked, dude. Oh, but yeah, Lime scooters, fucking fun, dude. I still have minutes on that damn pass too, until like November. I have like 140 minutes. I bought like the $30, like it's like $37 in tax and all for like 280 minutes, and I still have like 100 and something left, like 140. But those things are fucking a blast, and so much cheaper than Ubering around, dude. Get the Lime scooters, you will not regret it. It's so much fun. Yeah. Anyways, Beast, we'll go Fulcrum or whoever wants to go next.
Just gotta make sure your navigation can keep up. So
Kelly was my navigator all weekend. I just followed him because he was always ahead of me, anyways. So I was like,
I almost fucked up.
Really? What happened?
Well, when I left the bar that one night and Lime scootered home,
yeah,
I got mixed up. I got lost. My phone was on 3%.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So I would have been super fucked because I wouldn't have like had any way to contact you guys. But I finally found the convention center. So from there, I was able to like just go back to the room.
Yeah.
But when I got back, my phone died as I was taking a picture of the Lime scooter to end the ride.
What?
So I literally had to freaking leave my Lime scooter. I left my Lime scooter out front running, ran inside up to the room, plugged my phone in so it could charge, ran back down, moved the Lime scooter around the back of the hotel, ran back up to the room, and my phone hadn't charged. Like, my phone wasn't plugged in, so it hadn't charged at all. So I sat there for like 5 minutes, and thank God I ran down there and ended the ride.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, like as soon as I ended the ride, some dude walked up and was like, like took the Lime scooter. I was like, that could not have worked out. Yeah, from the back of the building.
I was about to say, like, dude, it would have been so fucked if somebody stole that while you were still inside and rode up. Because like, if
it almost happened.
If the brake light is on, it's still running.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the light was actually, there's a button on the app that like you could press if something like that happens.
It would, and another thing too is it said it would automatically end my ride after 15 minutes, so I would have been fine, but like I was kind of panicking.
Dude, that's crazy.
After that, I was like, fuck Lime scooters.
What did you, Fulcrum? What did you think about the event itself, like the activities?
That was its first world.
Man, it's definitely something I'll remember forever. Like, just the people, everybody I met. Something that like Will said on Pro Talk that really resonated with me a lot is he just said like Worlds felt like home, man.
It did.
Like everybody,
it did.
Like you just felt safe with the Halo people. Like not that there was like any reason to feel unsafe, but like you just felt comfortable. Like I don't know. Like
they take care
was
of their
great.
own, man.
Yeah, everybody that I met was awesome.
Like, these
People that
people-
I knew before or didn't, like either way, there were so many people that I wanted to meet that I did. And it was just like smiles all
so
around
many
the
people
entire
that we wanted to
weekend.
meet, but we didn't because there's just not enough time.
That too.
Unfortunately,
That
or
too.
We didn't have the opportunity because just it's so many fucking things to do.
But yeah,
it's hard.
it couldn't have been. I mean, it could have been better, but at the same time, it couldn't have. Like, obviously, there's always things that could make it
I
better,
mean,
but
it's the community that makes it good.
yeah,
I
going
think.
out, like the after parties, like Kelly said, were incredible. Just getting to like chill and drink and be yourself around everybody was awesome. And like even people of stature, like I talked to Unishek for a minute. Like nobody that I talked to, I can remember seeming like they had like this massive ego or like they didn't want to talk. Like Unishek was super cool. Like it didn't matter if what level they were in Halo. It was just
Even the pros.
yeah. The whole weekend was great. The Halo being played was absolutely incredible. The energy in the crowd, like not even during grand finals, like that Phase Pure series, the energy in the crowd was
insane.
absolutely
That
insane.
game, like, gosh.
I've never been a part of a sporting event like that in my life, whether it was like any professional sport. Like the amount of energy and passion in that room was unmatched.
The thing
Just
I want
the
so it
whole
was-
weekend on its own.
It was a moving weekend, dude. Like
this community,
will
man,
never forget that.
The members just on every level. Like I feel like these people would give the shirt off their back to you if you needed it. Like
Yeah,
that's how it felt.
yeah, it did.
And I'm glad that I got to accomplish everything that I wanted to do, other than like not making it to the third round of free for all.
Yeah, I'll say another thing real quick. One thing, somebody that I knew of but I didn't know very well before the event was Joker, that one dad.
Yeah,
he's such a cool guy. I had so much fun hanging out with Joker.
We're gonna get you a jersey.
I just
super down to earth,
like,
awesome guy.
It's already on its way.
Oh, what? You got him one?
Yeah, I got him one. I messaged him last night.
Damn.
Nice.
He loved our jersey design. That was sick. Yeah.
Joker asked me at one point where he could get one of our jerseys, which was just really cool. The Mythic after party was absolutely insane. Yeah, the whole weekend was not to be forgotten.
After party.
Yeah, and then they gave us like a standing ovation after we got kicked out.
Oh, yeah. The Mythic chant.
Yeah.
Getting to play Fireteam Raven was awesome.
Oh, you did? I didn't get to play that. Oh, that was at the
line was too long.
Fulcrum and I
played one.
We were destroying it, dude. We just kept sliding that card over and over again.
I played one arcade game that whole time, and it was the Zombies with fucking Kelly.
I kind of wanted to play The Walking Dead.
The jump scare game.
Yeah, I kept my card and put it in my book as a memorabilia for the tournament.
I mean, I think
I just
card actually run out. There was like fucking 400 minutes on it or something.
Yeah,
it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours unlimited play.
Dude, you could have played forever.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, that's insane.
You could
there was also a limit.
You could beat the entirety of Fireteam Raven. Go ahead.
That's from Oats Overnight, right? So Oats Overnight puts the bill for that.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's SSG, but it's SSG, but Oats Overnight is the one who.
Dude, shout out to them.
Basically provides that.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, just to close out my little event experience. Yeah, honestly, like words don't do it justice. It's just one of those experiences that it's hard to describe. But getting to meet with, like, chill with you guys all weekend, having the Mythic squad together was awesome. Yeah, it's hard to put into words how much I enjoyed the weekend. So
yeah.
Cannot wait to do it again as much as possible next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it to every event next year if I can. Money willing, shall I say?
Yeah. Money
well,
willing.
that's kind of gonna be the
money
thing,
and
right?
time
like,
willing.
And I really can't wait to just see everybody at Worlds again next year.
Yeah.
Like Worlds is what I'm most excited
That's the
for
one
next
that
year.
like most people come to. So
what were we gonna say, Kelly?
I don't know if I'll be at this
well, it's gonna
year.
be the nice thing about next year, right? Like once C4 and stuff. Obviously, we were talking about ways we can increase the Mythic gaming brand and stuff like that, and it's gonna be something where we're gonna start bringing some stuff out so that we can start funding us going to these tournaments and everything. And we're gonna grind over the winter. I think we've kind of all talked about it, and possibly look at entering some open bracket next year.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
3 or 4, that kind
Be
of stuff.
sweet.
So we got lots of big
I want
things
to so
in the
bad.
works.
Me too.
We got a lot of
I want it.
work to do, you know, in and out of the game. So, you know, just stay tuned for
Yeah.
what's to come with that, you know. Hopefully we get some good scrims this year. We get prepared. We get some nice online placings. Get some points. Hopefully the money situation for everybody is like on point. You know, I don't expect us to be at every tournament, but you know, it'd be nice to get one good open bracket run in. I would say for sure. But
Yeah.
Beast, what about you, man?
You know, I'm not gonna just reiterate exactly everything that we've all said, so I'm gonna touch on a couple of the things that I think we've missed.
Yeah.
I want to just talk about positives of this year at Worlds. This is my third Worlds. I only went one day year one, but I went all 3 days last year. I wasn't as involved in the community and didn't know as many people last year, but this year it's like I felt like I spent a lot more time online meeting and interacting with people, and I actually got to meet a lot more people, and that was really awesome. Like meeting Dayquil and PD and everyone. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that this year for the free for all they had something where you could scan your phone and walk away from the free for all area,
Mhm.
and like you would know when you're gonna play, and it would tell you what station you're at. Like, because
That was dope.
last year it was on a Friday, and you had to stand by this like 18-inch monitor for 3 hours waiting for your freaking free for all match or something. It was not streamlined, and it was terrible. And like I felt like I spent the whole event like standing by this free for all screen, and I felt like it took away last year, when this year I could walk away and it's right on my phone, and I knew
Yeah.
exactly when I was up, and it was a lot more organized, and I loved having that
That-
QR code.
That allowed me to do some other things in between my match because I had to wait fucking nearly an hour for the second round, and so I got to go around
Yeah.
collecting other things that I wanted to get.
Exactly. And it was really cool to make round 3 in that, of course. I think I could have done better. I do think one of the negatives was I heard a bunch of the monitors were actually set to 60 hertz when they are supposed to be on 240.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What?
And
really?
I
believe
fully
that.
believe that the last monitor I played on was probably one of the shit
And
ones,
not all of
so-
them have FreeSync off either. Apparently, you have some of them you have to go adjust
Yeah,
it yourself. So
I shut FreeSync off all the time.
I do
I
too.
didn't mess with the PC settings at all. I only messed with the Halo settings, but that's
Yeah, I didn't mess with the.
something I gotta think
Wow.
about, but that's realistically something that should be done by
The staff.
esports engine or
Yeah.
whoever's
Yeah,
running
for
it.
sure.
So that's a bit of a con. Another pro was they brought GA alcohol booth back. That was not there last year, and it was VIP only. It was there year one, but I was glad to see that, hey, you can buy a drink now if you're
Yeah.
doing the mission.
In
So-
3 different areas.
There was 3 areas,
Which I should have done.
Yeah.
I didn't buy a drink the
I
entire
didn't know
time.
there was 3 areas.
There was one in the back. There was one around the corner when you went to I can't remember. Or maybe I'm thinking of Salt Lake actually. Salt Lake had 3.
Yeah, there was only
The-
one. There was only the one
It was only back by the
right to the right of the deli. And
Yeah.
By the
Um,
FFA stations. Yeah.
yeah, I think
As I started describing, it was like, wait, that's Salt Lake.
they also took away the like free water this year.
Yeah, it's
Or
kind
I
of
didn't
stupid.
see it.
Yeah, that was weird.
There's usually like some water coolers around the events with cups, and
That's
you can
not the
go get
thing that they
water.
have at most events either. By the way, like they don't just have free water. Like they did it
I-
Raleigh.
yeah.
That's like
but
the
it
only
was
thing.
nice like having that like in year 2, but then they didn't have it this year because like their water's overpriced. And
I think in hotter
I
areas,
don't know.
like they for sure, like Salt Lake had free water. You
I
know?
mean, Worlds had it in year 2,
you
so
didn't
it's
drink-
just something that they took away.
If you didn't drink
like-
enough water in Salt Lake, your ass was getting dehydrated.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
you know,
those like $3 waters were pretty
like, if you gotta
pricey.
charge an extra $5 for a ticket.
Well, it was
but you got
$4 waters.
water, Fucking do it, like please.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I'll just make this quick. Another con that I wish we could have seen was, they didn't have this any year for Worlds, but damn, can we get some fucking seats and tables to eat our food, man? Like,
yeah, they had like some
There was a
standing
couple.
tables.
they had
Yeah,
tables, you
but
stand up
they
tables.
were full. Like those tables
I-
were full.
I squeezed my way into a stand-up table at one point. I just ate there with 3 people that I didn't know.
There was a bunch of- I went into the alcohol
They were-
section to use a table because I could use one there. I had a beer with PD, and that was cool.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, another person. PD is another person
never had a
that
problem
I had
getting
a
a
lot of
table.
fun talking to.
yeah, it was, and it's like I would love better ways to view the side tournaments, like for spectators, because like if they're in that middle station, you can't watch them like at all, and then with like standing behind 2 monitors, they really need like a big screen
I
on
need
like
a
the side
feature
of each
station
station.
for
Oh.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have another quick con. The fact that there was no optic booth, no complexity booth. I feel like
merch missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
partnered teams should have a booth at Worlds. Like you
Should be a
just should.
requirement to be partnered.
Yes. it should.
Cloud9 has not had one at Worlds at all ever. Complexity hasn't either. Optic has had one the first 2 years.
Mhm. Well, I don't wonder
Navi
why they
never
didn't
had
come out
one.
this year.
Quadrant had a booth last year, which was really cool.
Silver Surfers.
They couldn't
Right.
pull
Yeah.
that off this year.
Second
But,
place.
Couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
Oh god.
big disappointment in that, but
Couldn't
awesome that
afford
they
it.
had a community
God.
corner. The community corner booth was a great upgrade.
The community corner booth was awesome.
That needs to
Yeah,
be
I
a
love that.
staple going forward.
And just like the community stage in general, which I know they always do that, but the community stage was really fun. Like there were times where, I mean, I love competitive Halo, but like if you just want to take a minute to chill and like kind of collect your thoughts, you just go sit at the community stage and like listen to like lore talk or whatever. Like it's a really nice.
cosplayers.
Vibe.
The
Simply
cosplayers
vibe.
were incredible, dude.
Or like
Unreal.
that's also where they used to like showcase like the upcoming season at those, and in the past I've spent a lot more time there. I didn't get to as much this year, but
Yeah, I like the community stage
it's
stuff.
awesome. It's like that's something that I want to go back and watch on stream, like the
Yeah, me
community
too.
stream, and
Yeah,
like
me
just
too.
see everything that I missed.
Another con
But-
for me was no Jeff Steitzer, no Steve Downs, no Jen Taylor, no Kevin. What's his
no
name?
special
Kevin?
guest.
That was
Yeah, no
because
special
of
guest.
that's because of the strikes going on.
Yeah, you're right.
That was
You're right.
from the writer strike.
Yeah,
but,
you're right.
Mhm.
or voice actor strike, but
Yeah.
yeah, bit of a disappointment.
It is what it
but-
is. I think. Yeah. Now that you
Yeah.
mentioned that, they probably would have had him there because, like, I've been mentioning
yeah.
to Divian. I
Dude.
wanted Jeff Steitzer last year. That didn't happen, and I know that there was some apparently. I don't know the story, but there was some animosity between him and the studios because they wanted to replace the voice actors at one point. But like,
That was I
Yeah.
thought that was years ago.
yeah, that was
Years
probably
ago,
that was
yeah.
probably years ago.
That was like years ago.
I think
Yeah,
that's
no,
around
that
Halo
was, like-
4.
I
That
do
was
think
around like Halo 4 and I think like early
Really?
Halo 5. There was like
Okay,
talks
maybe I'm
of
mistaken.
like
it's really
yeah,
cool
that was
that,
like years ago.
Jeff has been like building a TikTok following lately, and
Is he
he's
When
still?
people
Is he,
aren't-
is he still posting? I think he stopped. Posting, right?
he said he's doing
I
a
think-
hiatus for a bit.
Yeah, he
but,
stopped because after everyone was like
trolling him.
trying to
well, no,
clown him
he's,
for
he
his,
said he came back after that.
Well, they were
and
talking
then
about his looks, which is fucked up because the
Which
man
is- yeah.
is.
he eventually said he was quitting from that, but then he came back and he's like, actually, some people said I shouldn't let people like that get me
No.
down, and he came
Screw
back.
Well,
Screw
and
those
then
people.
yeah.
he's just taking a
The
break.
thing is,
so
yeah, it's easy to say like to ignore it, but it's hard. Like so many
hard to
people
ignore it.
bombarding you with like shitty bully-esque compliments, it gets hard. So I totally understand that.
Which reminds me, I need to hit him up for some more voice work. He's done some work for me in the past. Amazing
Yeah.
guy, very reasonable. As long as your lines are clean, he'll say for the most part just about anything, and he's great for that. Like another reason why I love him because he works with the community and he loves Halo. He absolutely loves Halo.
Oh
yeah,
He doesn't play it, but like he loves it. Yeah.
it's very cool.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we didn't talk about. I guess we didn't fucking mention Halo Studios. Excited
Yeah.
for what's to come.
Yeah,
I think we can talk
I'm
about that
very
more
excited.
on future podcasts. We can talk another fucking
Yeah.
hour or two about that.
Yeah,
So
I
we
might
can
have-
save that.
yeah,
But
I might have a whole episode on my podcast just me tangenting about
But-
it won't even be a rant, just me just kind of blabbing
Speculating,
about all of
but-
that. Yeah.
Which
The only thing I wanted to talk about with it is just because it relates to Worlds, and this is our post Worlds podcast, is the electric in that room with that announcement. That's
I got
cool
chills,
to be
man.
a part of.
I kind of got
Dude.
chills, man.
Those
Oh, and
biomes.
also, shout out for the free 10th
Dude.
anniversary shirts.
Yes.
Those are cool.
Those
That was
shirts
the
are
cool-
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
they're
was
great.
cool. Those are nice shirts.
They're great shirts too. It's a
Yeah.
really nice shirt.
Yeah, so that was cool. Getting for more free stuff. So
Well,
Yeah, I got to be more prepared for the free stuff next year.
man, you gotta get me like me. Get the $4 Twitter subscription so you can bookmark all this shit and put it in
yeah,
a
I'm
folder.
definitely
Yeah.
doing that. That was like you were the most organized.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
pay for
getting
bookmarks?
everyone's
Bring your fucking
collections.
poster tubes. Bring your fucking poster tubes.
Yeah.
Don't lose the caps like
Yeah,
someone
I'm
else
gonna
did.
order-
Now.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
order some
Hey,
poster
I didn't lose
tubes.
it this time.
Yeah.
I took
Sure?
one off. No, I didn't. I took one off my
Sure?
other poster tubes and put it on that one, so I could have a complete one. But yeah, no, I didn't lose it this time. Everything made it back home safely. Which shout out to the I got a video already made. It took me a fucking hour to set up because like I had my whole fucking island countertop full of all the free shit and all the shirts. I made a swag video showing off all the swag, so I'll be posting that probably this week. And then of course I'll have like a highlights video, kind of mini vlog. It won't be a mini vlog. It'll be probably about
god.
15.
I think
20
I
minutes,
literally
maybe.
have at least like 50, 60
Yeah.
stickers that I collected.
I've
and
got a
I'm
lot.
so excited. Like
I've
I gotta
already
do something with them, but
I've already put
Yeah.
all my stickers in my
Oh,
collection
man.
book. And shout out to Running Riot for absolutely fucking bringing some banger ass cards. I got a full set of those. And them giving the opportunity to not only be a part of that, but also giving me the opportunity to be on one of their next cards. They're gonna actually work with me. I got to go.
Whoa.
Yeah, I took they made a tweet about getting content creators and community members on some cards to potentially, I don't know if they're selling some stuff that they were mentioning. I haven't announced anything yet officially, but they had mentioned getting some packs together to give out. But so there's like maybe 2 or 3 people that mentioned me and tagged me amongst some other creators. And I took some headshots today. Me and my wife worked for about 30-40 minutes trying to get some good headshots, and I used my phone, and they look good for what a phone can do, but goddamn, they're not the quality I want. So I might actually have to go out and hopefully get my sister, because she models and shit, to get her hook me up with a photographer and get some headshots, because like goddamn, the phone's just not doing it, man.
Legendary C4's face coming to a card
Just,
near you.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
dude,
Even like someone with a DSLR camera that can take like a decent.
I've got
Picture.
one, but it's not that great, and I don't want to. I'd rather get a professional shot done, just because like their lenses are so much better than my lens. Mine's like a very standard lens.
Yeah.
And I'm not a great
Makes sense.
photographer, and my wife, shout out to her for helping me, but she's not she's not bad,
Like
but
minor.
she's not a pro either. And
Yeah.
we went outside initially, and I went to go try to get some good lighting with some natural sunlight, and like I didn't like the way those pictures took. I brought out the green screen and tried to attach it to my gazebo. Like, that wasn't working. And so we come inside, and I had some like shitty studio lights that I bought for like $60, like 3 of them. Put the green screen on the wall, tried that, and then I spent like another hour trying to crop out the green screen. I got most of it out, but there were some
Oh,
edges
shit.
that like I literally had to do this on my phone with my thumb and stylus, trying to get the rest of the green out, and then they just didn't look. They look good for what, I sent them to PD, like Kelly saw them. They're not bad, but they're not gonna work for a
not
professional
good enough.
level card. I want the card to be quality. I don't want to like ruin Running Riot's reputation either with a shitty picture.
Some-
I mean, I'm
Some
sure
shitty
they would
picture.
edit it or something.
He's gonna try to make the
might-
ones I have work before I go and get an editor or a photographer. Anyways,
Yeah, they seem really cool people too. I didn't get to talk to them a lot.
Yeah.
They're very nice.
yeah, they're cool, man, and I mean they do a great job. They love to talk about Halo, and like they're just there for a good time, and like it's amazing. We had a guy, I think, was it year 1 or it might have been last year, passing out cards at one point. He wasn't a Running Riot guy. He was an American. They're from the UK, but I picked up a couple. He had some good
His cards
ones.
are really good too.
I'll have to find his Twitter. I can't remember. His name was Jake, I believe. But I got a Washi and a Shotzi card. He made a Splice Shotzi, so I have that, which is pretty dope.
Oh, cool.
Might have to bring that one.
I,
Get it autographed.
I have his Lunchbox Ola card.
Oh, you
where
do?
You had the former player and the coach, and then Lucid, if I remember correctly, is the other one.
Do you remember if that was year 1 or year 2?
That was year 2 because that was the first year I went to an event.
Okay.
Shotzi was there. I saw
it was last year.
Airport when I was leaving.
I didn't see Shotzi the entire time. Honestly,
he was doing his watch party and everything. He always does that.
He's probably doing it in the back somewhere. I'm sure.
Yeah, I saw Shotzi in the airport as I was leaving.
Yeah, Ben, what were your takeaways from the event? If you got anything we missed?
I'm gonna give the Oats Overnight guy, the guy that runs the booth, that he goes back and forth between SSG and that booth, a shout out, because every event so far that I came to, he always hooks me up because I can't eat any of their products that have whey protein.
Yeah.
So he always hooks me up with the ones that don't have whey protein. So shout out to him. I never got his name. Shout out to you, dude.
I was really impressed with Oats Overnight in general too. That was the first time I got to try them.
Yeah, they were at Salt Lake.
It's a great product.
Yeah, they were
just
there
go down my
last
throat.
year at Worlds as well. Because
they're at every event almost.
I walked away with one of their bottles. Their like little bottles they had there. I don't know. I don't think they gave me one. Did we get one? Because I got 2 of them. I know I got one from Salt Lake.
We got one in Worlds.
Yeah,
last year.
We got it one in Worlds this year too, because I'm thinking it wasn't it in the VIP.
Yeah,
bag?
it should have been in your VIP bag.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure.
You gave it to
Oh
me.
yeah.
Yeah, you gave.
Oh yeah,
you didn't give yours to Fulcrum. You kept the coffee though, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I kept
because
because
I had it.
Usually Rockstar makes an appearance, and they didn't.
I had it before I went to the airport. But
well, how did I get a second one if I gave you mine?
Monday morning.
I don't remember giving you mine. Oh yeah,
I know.
Now
I
I do. Did you give me
I got
yours?
a few.
You might have given me yours, Ben. Then maybe that's how I got.
No, I have. Yes, I think I gave you the one I had that was whey protein. And then he hooked me up with a different one.
Okay, so you might have given me yours from Salt Lake. That's probably why I got fucking 2.
I gave someone. Well, no, it was Salt Lake. I think I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Because this event I lucked out, and the one they gave in the VIP bag was pea isolate rather than whey protein, milk isolate.
Dude, and the best flavor in my opinion is the fucking blueberry. Oh my god, dude.
The blueberry cobbler.
Yeah.
I tried apple cinnamon, and I liked that one a lot.
I can't eat that one.
I think I've had that one before with a free sample from one of the pouches they gave out at one of the other majors. But I tried the birthday cake; it was not bad. I've had the one chocolate flavor they came out with last year, the Space Station exclusive.
Space brownies. That was a good one. It didn't make me. It has whey protein in it, but it didn't give me an effect.
I've got like the cookie one and then the birthday one in the kitchen that I need to use before they go back.
Do they still do the space brownie?
I don't know.
I don't think
you can order online.
Oh, okay.
Is it permanent now? I didn't remember seeing it go permanent.
Yeah, it's online.
Our jerseys was a big one. Having everyone have them. That was another one.
Shout out for me to shout out to me for remembering to bring them.
Yeah,
we gotta edit.
That's just a group effort type thing. Like, shout out to Kelly for getting them ordered.
Just a photo of all of us in the jerseys.
I'll try to work on that.
Oh yeah,
I got the picture.
And
or Kelly can do it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, FFA was fun. All the after parties were fun. Another shout out to Running Riot and shout out to Chaotic Good, which is their clothing line. The games were great. I mean, pure knocking Shopify out was wild.
Yeah, that was crazy. Shopify just don't have they just didn't have the ice all year, man. They didn't even make it to Sunday this time. It's crazy. You know, maybe we'll see something different next year. But anyways, yeah, go ahead.
I was and then the city, Seattle. I love going down to Pike's Place and just getting stuff. So that's really it.
Shout out,
Seattle's awesome.
Shout out to the fucking cafe shop downstairs, man, with the fucking
dude
coffees. Oh my god. God.
And for me personally, shout out to the little Ethio Blue store too. I was in that Ethio Blue store
a lot.
Tons.
Yeah, it's such a
Oh, that
clutch
store.
spot.
Yeah, that was a great little store.
Right up the hill
Yeah.
before
I think-
B&B.
I
Yeah,
was
that,
in there
that
all
little
the
corner
time.
store was on point every time you went
I
in
actually
there.
only went in there one time, but because
Dude, I went in there like 3 times a day.
yeah,
But,
shout
I'd
out
be
to
like, good
Dog
morning, good
the
afternoon.
dog in the park. Me and Kelly went in there and got a Seattle hot dog with cream cheese and like cabbage, onions, and bell peppers and jalapenos and shit. Like there was one right outside the venue, but like a little stand.
It's always
but
closed.
It wasn't
yeah.
open last year. It wasn't open this year.
I wonder why. I mean, like you would think of a big event like that.
I mean,
that
there's
would be-
another one just down the road, so
Maybe I should talk to Div and see if they can open it. See if he could talk to somebody and get him to open it up for
Yeah,
Worlds next
It
year.
would be cool to have like a few more food options like closer or in the venue. Like
Yeah,
'cause
I
that
wish
Taco
that
Del
the-
Mar like closed like on one of the days, like
Yeah.
super early.
Me and
And
Beast
then
were gonna go get
the-
tacos, and it was
probably
closed.
Sunday.
Yeah, then I think the Euro place kept closing like super early. They closed like 5 o'clock or something. And I'm like, we're there.
It's like right
till
when everybody's
fucking
getting hungry.
8.
Oh, shout out
Oh.
to HCS and 343 aka Halo Studios for booking Still Liquor, and having that little bit of an after party. Even though we didn't stay very
That was
long.
a ton of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Very small venue.
I do have a shout out for that too.
But
And shout out to
It-
the people at Still Liquor too.
Yeah, it
they
was-
were really good.
it was good. They also had an open tab that like not a lot of people knew about. I actually did not take advantage of that because I only bought one drink. But like
No,
yeah.
I was there when someone originally asked about it, and they did say it was only for certain people.
That's probably what I got.
Um,
Probably had to
so
have
like
some
it was
credentials.
obviously it was Div and essentially anyone else that's like 343, and I want to say professional.
Professional players. Yeah, makes sense.
And people probably involved with their orbs.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly to what extent, but it was limited to certain.
Obviously,
people.
they're there to make money, so they're not going to tell everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so
And it wasn't a
Yeah.
full like thing. It was like discounted too, from what I understood.
Yeah, it was happy
Um,
hour all night.
gotcha.
But
Yeah.
shout out to the bartenders because when the one bartender, since we had a common interest, just gave me free whiskey, like 3 different whiskeys for free, about like an ounce pour, so not the standard 2 ounce, but like a half pour, just to try them. So shout out to that guy. I didn't get his name.
There was a guy
Well, I do
there.
remember
There was
one or
a
two.
there was a black fella there that had talked to us about he has a Meta Quest. The VR headset.
Yes,
and he was
it's
talking about
I
that shooter. What the
forget his
fuck
That
is
guy
he?
was
I
that
got
guy
him
was a
followed.
trip.
I followed him on IG. I'll find his name.
he was like, follow me on Instagram.
yeah. He was talking about
I
a
really
video
like
game.
that guy.
He was talking about a game that he plays, and I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the damn name, but yeah, made it sound like
he
it was
sounded
fun.
like
It was Honor
sounded
Bound or
like
something
it-
like that was the
It
game
sounded
name.
like it would be too
yeah,
much for me.
something like that. Yeah.
But
Let me
before
see.
he started talking about the game, he was giving me the rundown for rock climbing because that's something I was interested in, and he's a teacher for that. That was something he did for a living, was teach how people how to rock climb in Boulder. So I talked to him for like what?
Okay.
I think Fulcrum was right there, like 25, 30 minutes about rock climbing.
Yeah, you talked to him for a while.
Okay, his name was Roman Sin. He goes by Sincere 1079
That-
on Instagram. Go check him out. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I talked to him for about 30 minutes. Really chill guy. Can't remember the damn game though.
I don't think I got anything else. I mean, the after parties were great. I loved obviously Spins, the SSG
Shout out
after
to you
party.
for going back to GameWorks and
This is
with
20.
rallying the troops. I mean,
I stayed behind, rallied the
Oh,
troops, and
yeah.
then went back.
Because like Kelly was like, dude, he's like freaking out because he spent all this money. Like, what was it? A fucking 1K in like Canadian money, like to get this place booked, and he didn't think it was gonna get full. And then like fucking Ben goes back 2 fucking rounds and gets like
The
240
bulk-
people.
I will say
it
the
was
bulk was
full.
probably before I left the first time because you guys left to go get the place ready. I stayed behind. Mainly when I was talking to some people and I was talking to Clutch, and then at that point I was like, I told Clutch, I was like, I'm gonna go around just tell people about the after party, and then like the good majority of people who were there, because I said like this one ends at 10 and it was already past 10.
yeah.
We're having another one at Spins starting at 10, so like people just started heading there.
Yeah.
like GameWorks was
And
cool
if you're talking to
and all,
Kelly, as I went
That-
back.
that line was too long for alcohol.
the bar-
it was too long.
Yeah,
for
that
food.
was
fucking dumb.
It
ridiculous.
was like 40 or 50 people in line. It seemed like.
Dude,
Like
I stood in
is-
line for a drink for like 45
we
minutes.
stood, we were for no, like it was almost an hour, like 45,
And-
45 minutes to an hour. Fulcrum and I were in line.
I
And it's
didn't.
just
I
like
said
you
fuck
can't
it.
really like talk to people in there. There's all the noises of the machines, and it's just so like it's not. A
I don't
great
think I had
time
that
for
problem too
standing
much.
around, but like I felt like going to spin, you can socialize a lot easier. Like,
Yeah.
you can go
Oh,
around
yeah.
the room and talk with.
I will
everyone.
say, I think the music at Spin was too loud, but that's fine for the type of place it was.
I
So,
lost my
I'm not gonna
voice
complain.
talking to people there.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I was
No.
vibing so hard at Spin.
Yeah, I got a really good level of like tipsy, and yeah, it was good.
But yeah, Spins was great. Honestly, again, shout out to Oats Overnight and Space Station for hosting the GameWorks one. Like, yeah, it's not ideal. I think they should probably try to brand it out for just the event, just to make sure the lines aren't ridiculously long like that. But I'm appreciative of
Yeah.
just doing it in general. So
Also, like that's something I think Spin's gonna have to be like a tradition at this point. Like it was, because like
someone
think
has to
so.
do
what
something
was
there.
it, Thursday night we were supposed to go there. We were supposed to go to there first, and Ranger
There was some
Callie had
confusion.
there was
Yep.
some major confusion because nobody was there. Number one, we didn't see Ranger Callie. I don't know what happened, and then I think because she didn't know you had to book a table there at Spin, so nobody showed up. Then we went to Elephant and Castle, and it was completely full.
And
And
it
I
felt
think
like they didn't want us there. Like
Yeah.
talking with the person at the entry there, it felt like they did not want this many people coming through. They didn't want us sitting like together. I don't know.
they had to be
I
all
didn't
on the
like
same
vibe
ticket
that
for one
they
table.
were-
Oh my lord!
They were like doing
Well,
that on
okay.
purpose. It felt
They,
like.
they were doing it on purpose because when they get those bigger tables, it's a forced gratuity probably out there. So
Nobody and
Like-
and no offense, but nobody wanted to be 5 people on one ticket, and we all have to Venmo each other
Yeah.
and get this complicated mess of fucking
Yeah.
mathematics going on here. Come on,
because I mean,
Jesus.
a lot of places like that, especially on the West Coast. This is not me dissing the West Coast. I'm just saying on the West Coast. I don't know about Seattle specifically. At those larger groupings, like at 6 people, I mean, they put like an 18% minimum gratuity like requirement.
I mean, they
on those
usually will
receipts.
still let you do split checks. Like that's
Yeah.
fine. Like everyone's gonna tip 18% anyways.
Most
Like,
people do. Yeah.
we're not like that's pretty typical. Like I don't know. But,
Typically,
like,
I tip like way more than I probably even should.
I usually
like,
tip
so-
about $10 on average, for the most part. I keep it around.
Well, like
15
for me, like even
so-
when like even if I go into a diner and I get bad service, to be honest with you, and I get my food and everything comes out and my order's only $10, they still get like a $5 tip.
yeah,
Like it's
my
50%.
point is the main
Minimum, that's
issue
my
was
minimum.
They wouldn't let us do split checks. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
like I've gone to a bar in Canada with like 40 people for this snow club thing before over in Vernon, and they were happy to have that many people come through and give them their business. And it's a little inconvenient to give everyone their own little card and do it, but you're making a fortune. Like you got a huge influx of people coming.
that
You
was
gotta,
easily a few
find
hundred
a way
dollars. Like per
like
table.
find a way to accommodate that, and it's gonna be one of the most profitable nights that you're gonna have, even
Mhm.
like in a place like Seattle. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
that's a ton of business that they just kind of like turned away because they didn't want to accommodate it.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, that wasn't cool.
Yeah, what a great event. 10 out of 10 all the way through, even with some of the cons. You looking into year 4, I'd like to see I'd like to see a fucking screen in the VIP booth, even though I didn't go sit there. I think it still should be a thing. There should be a screen. It should be, or you could just be
Yeah,
even
there
better
should.
and go front and fucking center with the shit, since people pay $200.
I
Yeah,
think
it should be
VIP
front and center.
You
And
know.
The
chairs are-
VIP booth
VIPs
was a little lackluster.
Yeah, that
And
It
I
is
wasn't
every event.
VIP.
It's every event.
Yeah.
It's never good.
That's
It's always
why
off.
I don't pay for VIP.
The only
I think
event
it's a
I think
scam,
where
but-
VIP was like center. It wasn't front, but it was center. It was at Orlando. They had it center in the back behind the main row, so it was like at least you got to see the screens. But I think VIP booth, in my opinion, should be right front and center. And I think it would even probably, even though VIP does sell out, I think it would make people want to buy it more if it's like
I think you could potentially up the price if it was up there all the
Could.
time.
You could, and then you'd still
You
have
could probably
your optic
milk another
fans.
$50.
I know
I
they
mean-
probably do it for the fan experience and to probably get shots of the crowd with the cameras and stuff, but like you
Yeah.
can still do that with the VIP. You can still get those shots. You can, it might be a little bit more exclusive, but like you're still gonna probably have optic fans holding signs and have their faces painted and shit, and what have you. But
You also could do it this way, and this is just an example. I think it should be front and centered, but you can maybe up it and then do two smaller VIP areas, but on the sides, on the front row.
oh, and another fucking con is
Does-
why is the FFA Grand Finals not on the main stage and you have this 1v1 fucking showdown? No offense to Bound and Flourishly, but it should have ended with Flourishly and Prophecy. Crowned your
Put
champion
Goober
of the
on main
1v1s,
stage.
and then put Goober and the regulators and the free for all grand finals and the people that should be fucking recognized in the community on that stage so they can be showed off to the world, because free
On
for all is
the-
no fucking joke.
Yeah, at least they bring them up
On
on
the-
the award ceremony thing. But
Yeah,
But
that's,
Yeah.
I
it's
feel like
a
it's an
main.
afterthought.
It's the second main tournament of the entire event where the most money is being played for, and it's
25 grand
sidelined.
and you don't got it on main
Yeah.
stage.
I think
Yeah,
that battle rifle trophy
Jesus.
is cooler than the HCS trophy.
yes.
Just
Fuck
saying.
yeah.
It is. It absolutely
I
is.
want
Love
one.
that
I might.
thing.
I'm gonna have. If I want one.
Shout
I'm
out
gonna
to
have to
Goober
win.
for letting me hold it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Should have got a picture. But yeah, that thing is sweet.
eating.
Apparently, the tip of the BR is easily breaks off. Apparently, last shot
Did
broke
you
because
break
it's
one? Oh, okay.
super glued it.
Oh.
Oh no!
It sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it in
That's
the
fucking
background on the
hilarious.
streams. It's pretty cool.
That's
Shout out to Goop for actually taking a really good picture of it back at his B&B. I've got that picture on my phone so I can look at it and dream of one day maybe hold my own. But I don't know.
One day.
I'm gonna have to get on his level first. But yeah, he played amazing. Absolutely. Sorry, we didn't say this earlier when I mentioned his placing, but he absolutely fucking shredded that lobby. He was leading that lobby the entire time by like 10 or more kills. It was insane.
And the wildest part is he's so humble about it.
Yes.
He's so down to earth about his performances
But-
every single time.
Honestly, he worked very hard all fucking year and the
Mhm.
previous years to get to that.
I mean,
and,
he's won 4
Oh,
times.
and the
right?
thing, and the other thing too is like the 2 previous years. No shade to the Bop and last shot for winning the past 2, but he only lost by 1 or 2 kills the prior 2 years. I mean, there was probably a handful of exchanges that would have changed that whole fucking thing. He could have been a 3 fucking back-to-back champ because he was second at those 2 previous ones. And
I mean, you could
only
say the
1
same
kill.
thing about Optic. Just kidding.
Yeah, he always
Their margin of error was a little bit wider than Goob's.
he always gives his gives flowers the last
little
shot,
meaning a lot.
for winning and being and saying that I'm glad that Glory GG's and last shot and Bop aren't in this, but like it's any man's game in free for all. Like anything can happen, and any player can win that shit. It's just a matter of how shit goes down. But
Like
Goob,
every once in a while, there's 3 1-shots in front of you, and you're just like, "It's my lucky day."
I just
and-
don't want Goob because Goob talks about last shot has amazing mechanics, like he's like gifted, but like I think Goob is the all-time, like, even if he's only got a few chips on his shoulder, I think he's the all-time great in Infinite when it comes to free for all. There's no fucking question about it. The
Hasn't
man
he
is the
won like
best.
not on Infinite, but didn't he win 3 other FFAs on other games?
I don't know about
Pretty
other
sure
games.
he
He
did.
He won Arlington 2023. He won Atlanta this year. He's been in almost every grand finals except for Salt Lake City. He made, I think, top 32 in that, which was round 4, unfortunately, because it was live fire. But yeah, he won 2 of the LVTs, 2 of the 3.
And he got super humble about it, just said he
Yeah.
played bad.
And but like he always talks about how he's glad last shot and them are there. But I'm just gonna say this: I don't think it would have mattered if last shot would have been in that fucking lobby. I think Goob would have fucking stomped that lobby regardless. Like maybe last shot would have been a little bit closer than everybody else. Maybe minus Lego.
But
'cause
yeah,
Lego was
get them
frying too.
on main stage.
I would like to see an exhibition match where they bring back like they go back to the previous years. Maybe they'll take the 3 champs of those years, Last Shot, Bop, and him, and then like take some of the other finalists and make like a fucking run it back, dude. Run it.
Even if you don't put it on main stage, like put it on the fucking B stream or something. Like do something.
Yeah,
I don't
Take
know.
the top 2 of every year.
And the man beat fucking Legend in a free for all in the LVT ones. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
And also, I want to give another shout out too to him because I made top 16, and he went out of his way to message me and tell me he was proud of me. Like that dude is the shit. Like just as a human being, like I didn't even expect that out of him. And for somebody that doesn't, I'm gonna say this, for somebody that doesn't practice not nearly as often as he is, not even fucking close. Like for him to even say that was pretty nice. But yeah.
I think Orchard Point Gaming is running weekly free for all tournaments in their Discord.
Fortune Gaming?
Orchard Point.
Orchard
Or
Point.
Orchid Point, whatever it is.
Orchid
they
Point,
just
yeah.
announced it, I think, like yesterday.
Really?
They got. Yeah, it might be something to go check out if you're in their free for all.
Also, Luminom Gaming is throwing one next week. It's $10 buy-in. They also have a consolation bracket after you lose the first one for $5. They're going to be apparently. I don't think he's announced it yet, but I'll go ahead and say it. I don't think he cares because he's a cool dude. But they're going to be probably holding one from now on for every month up until Worlds next year is the plan apparently. So that's dope. I really
Seems like there's a lot
that.
of free for all hype building, which is cool.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the term consolation bracket is a menace.
I think he's the first one. I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of a consolation bracket. I've never heard. Yeah,
bracket.
Consolation. Yes.
No, consolation, like consoling.
Yeah, it's the first of the first of Halo I've ever heard of having a console. I've never heard of that in fucking Halo ever. But I mean, it is a buy-in. You do have to buy in, but you also have to play in the first bracket.
So if you win the lower
I still
bracket,
think the change.
You get your buy-in back. Is that what it is?
Like if you what you do what now?
If you win the lower bracket, you get your buy-in back. Is that what the consolation is? The consolation bracket?
I think it's like top 3 or 4 prizes in that one. I don't know, but he's doing these tournaments to also like support his org, kind of like Pure Delight's doing with Passion United, and so that's really cool. And
oh yeah,
we're gonna be looking forward to doing some of that stuff
Rostermania.
too. Yeah, we're gonna try to do some stuff like that with Mythic Gaming eventually when the time comes. But we're gonna probably end this podcast, guys. This is a long one, 2 hours. So
we went too long. Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, way too long. Sorry, Ben.
I know we're gonna keep it under an hour.
Stay tuned. I think I want to do another one next week, and I think the topic should be Rostermania. I think it's perfect. I think
that'll be fun.
Steven, I think you should come back on. Hopefully we can get Cody on. I think this would be an epic one to have everybody on. But yeah, guys, appreciate everybody that's watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Mythic Gaming 117, as well as Twitch and YouTube under the same name. And yeah, hey, support us. Hopefully you enjoy these podcasts. We're going to try to keep them coming as often as possible, as long as everybody's schedules are, willing.
Yeah, totally.
All right, that's going to close out episode 10, guys. The post-Worlds conversation and everything. And leave us a comment in below. Tell us what you thought about the event, your favorite series, whatnot. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yep. Peace out, everybody. Thanks to Barcode for coming on.
Yep. Thank you.
No problem, dude.
Code? You mean
I'm
Code
sorry.
Bar?
It's like
Code bar.
Wait. Well, Barcode, Code Bar. I go by both.
Yeah, just Barcode's kind of
the HR